Welcome back to Chaos Child, ladies and gentlemen. When we last left our hero, I'm pretty sure we just swapped over to Takuru Miyashira's perspective, and he seems to be in the bathroom or shower? Anyway, after our somewhat productive day trailing Arimura, I'm very curious to see what we'll do next. We're now a viral sensation. Who knows what's next? Viral sensation, at least at our school, we got several thousand views on our video. Sarika's also here. Maybe we're not in the bathroom. Where are we? It sounds like you're in the bathroom, right? Are they gone? Are they gone? Sarika was sitting with her legs crossed on the cold floor looking up at me. I put my ear up to the door and tried to see if there was anyone outside. Nobody's. It's safe. Nobody's here. What are we doing? Oh, are we in the toilets? We might be hiding in the bathroom to try and like sneak into the hospital. That's where we might be. Yes, very interesting. Okay, I think I have an idea what we're doing because we were trying to get into the hospital, right?
数年前のニュースだったと思うんだけど、トイレの鍵が壊れて2日間くらい閉じ込められた人がいて。
How about I give you a little lecture? A few years ago, I saw this. I think it was on the news. There was a guy who was in a bathroom and the lock broke and he got stuck inside for 2 days. Uh-oh.
救出された時に閉じ込められてどうでしたかって聞かれて、こう答えたんだ。トイレがあってよかったって。
When they saved him, they asked him what it was like to be locked in a room for 2 days, and he said, "I'm glad there was a toilet."
私たちは2人だからトイレできないじゃん。
There's 2 of us in here, so I can't go to the toilet. Oh, I can't go to the bathroom like that. Well, you're not gonna have a choice at some point. Sorry. If we're locked in here for 2 days. Yang to the middle of Pendant's tent. Nice. Damn, she was right for once. Yeah. But she was right. I was reaching my mental limits too. It was past 10 now, which meant we'd spent more than 2 hours locked inside the bathroom. See, I told you they were hiding in the bathroom. Probably trying to sneak into the hospital. We were on the 5th floor of the AH Tokyo General Hospital in the women's toilet near the lobby. Okay. We learned in the club room this morning that the creator of the sumo stickers was here. Yeah, I called it. Sarika and I had come to the hospital right after that. Oh, it actually says Tokyo. I don't recognize. I see AH Tokyo. I can't read the rest. I know like obviously AH is AH and the next 2 symbols are Tokyo. I have no clue what the rest say. That's like East Capital, by the way. Tokyo is Eastern Capital. Each floor of the hospital had different sections, and each section had its own lobby, so we were able to go around to each floor and gather information by talking to the people there. Okay. It was mostly Sarika who did the talking. Okay. Okay. And then we'd heard that there was someone in a private room in the back of the 5th floor who drew a lot of creepy pictures. Okay, it's gotta be that guy. I got excited. The person drawing the pictures might know something. You're just gonna blindly look into someone's room? Okay. There was a problem, though. Namely, the ward they were staying in doesn't allow visitors. There's 2 wards on the 5th floor. The first was the gastroenterological ward, straight down the hall from the lobby. Okay. But to get to the place where we wanted to go, you had to take a right from the lobby and go to the psych ward. Oh, he's a crazy, I see. To meet with patients in the psych ward, you needed permission from the patient and the hospital. Oof. Oh, they're not getting in. If you weren't there to meet someone, you wouldn't even be allowed in. Yep, so they snuck in. Pretty predictable. While we were sitting in the lobby trying to come up with a plan, visiting hours for the psych ward ended. Then hours for the gastroenterological ward ended too. We had no good excuse for being there any longer. And that's how we got where we were now. If I hadn't taken Sarika's advice and chosen to hide in the women's restroom where the stalls were inevitably in use more often, someone would have gotten suspicious of us a long time ago. Or maybe they were already suspicious.
少しでも情報を得て帰りたかったのに。
We wanted to get more information before we left. Yeah, that's not really a lot of info to go on. I'm surprised they, like, went in day one. I thought they had a few days, right? We had a few days before the next murder, and they're just like, might be at the hospital, let's go. They're like, no breaks on this, but I guess you need if you're pursuing the latest news, you gotta be hardcore. When Ito saw the pair in the pictures at the club room, he proposed we start investigating them immediately. But I decided to temporarily leave that to him and visit the hospital. I didn't tell Ito where I was going or why. If he knew I was putting a priority on verifying information on a homepage run by a crazy man with no sources even given, he'd make fun of me. Yeah, that's pretty good. That guy literally gave no sources. That was the random-ass webpage run by the crazies, but here we are. I couldn't stop thinking about it. That's why I wanted to find something. Because we're obsessed. Oh, great. Someone's phoning. Who? You're sneaking into a hospital and you didn't turn your phone on to silent? Come on, man. Come on. That's a little bit too fast, man. My phone suddenly started to vibrate. Especially if you're trying to hide in a room. People can hear that. Oh, it's Takuru. I frowned when I saw the name. What's she calling about? At a time like this.
Taku?
Oh no. You're not gonna answer it. Sir, you're not gonna answer it? So he seems to say, yes, I'm just gonna go to the toilet, sneak into a hospital, and start answering phone calls. You're gonna get kicked out of the hospital, you do. I've decided to ignore the phone call. Yeah, that's actually a good call. For once, he's being fun. You sure?
仕方ないだろう。きっと出たら面倒なことになる。
I'm pretty sure he said it can't be helped in Japanese, but anyway, I don't exactly have a choice. I'm sure if I answered it, she'd be just be annoying again. Yeah, having someone scream into your ear, not the greatest. Whatever it was, chances are it wasn't something I wanted to hear, and I couldn't exactly hold the conversation right now. Text, busy, call you later. Probably a good call. Alright, how badly do we want this to go? Are we gonna have faith that there's everything we want's there? Good or bad? Good or bad? Good or bad? Things will turn out, right? Or does she have a tantrum? I don't think the crazy guy's gonna kill us. We're gonna go with positive. 2 hours. I didn't know being quiet and doing nothing was so tiring. Sarika had her arms crossed over her knees. She looked upset. Was I imagining it, or had she been really fidgety over the last 10 minutes?
変なの。
It's weird.
ま
Oh,
さ
what's
か
weird?
この年でタクと一緒に女子トイレの個室に何時間もこもることになるなんて。
I never thought I'd be spending hours in a girl's bathroom stall with you at this age. No, only at this age, so if you were 5 years older or younger, it'd be fun.
そう言わずにもうちょっと付き合ってくれ。
Don't say that. Just hang in there a little longer.
いいけど。
I can if you want.
でもこれ以上粘っても意味ないと思う。
I don't think there's much of a point to this. Why don't you think there's a point to this, Sarika? I mean, I can kind of see why you think it's, like, bad evidence. Let's see. Sarika sighed a little. We're deluding ourselves, right? Something else is happening. I looked away from her. I was starting to fidget a little, maybe because we'd been talking about going to the bathroom. Bring her on. Alright. How badly is our delusion take us? This is all for you, Xeno. Tuck. Sarika sighed a little and slowly stood up.
あのさ、ちょっと相談があるんだけど。
I need to ask you something. What is she gonna ask? What's she gonna ask? Ask me something? What was this about? Sarika seemed really uneasy.
さっき遺跡ぶった話あったでしょ？
Remember your lecture a moment ago?
ああ、うん。
Yeah.
私言ったよね。私たち二人だからトイレできないじゃんって。
I said we couldn't go to the bathroom because there were 2 of us.
言った、それが？
You did, and? That awkward silence. Oh no.
やっぱりなんでもない。
Never mind. Sarika's head drooped. For some reason, she looked like she was about to cry. Oh boy. She was clutching the hem of her skirt tightly and shaking a little.
どうしたんだよ？
What's wrong?
なんでもないって。
It's nothing. Really. Oh boy. Oh
なんか
boy.
泣きそうな顔してるじゃないか。
You look like you're about to cry. Oh no. It's gotta be an awkward situation. Finally, she started biting her lip like she was trying to endure something. She was really acting weird. Sarika normally didn't behave this way.
どうしたんだ。言ってくれないとわからない。
What's wrong? If you don't tell me, I won't know. Bonk Takuru? Yeah, he probably needs a bonking after this. Sarika just shook her head from left to right. He wasn't even looking at me anymore. What was going on? I didn't understand it at all. I'd never seen her like this before. Until just a moment ago, we were having a normal conversation. Why are we having a conversation in this bathroom? We're supposed to be sneaking in. Anyway, I grabbed her shoulder and peered into her eyes.
言ってくれ。
Tell me.
長い付き合いだろ。
We've known each other forever, right? Remember, this is all his delusion. What's he going to say? What's he going to say when he leaves this delusion? Like, most of the time, he's been fantasizing. He usually says something related to it right after, and I'm curious to see what he says.
僕を信用できないのか。
Can't you trust me? Awkward sobbing. Oh boy. Here we go. She shook her head even faster, and at last she started to cry. What? What? I looked forward and saw her. Her cheeks were flushed red. Oh, I can't.
何がダメなんだ。
What can't you take?
お願い、タク。
Please take it. Turn
あ
the
っち
other
向
way.
いてて。
Oh.
Huh?
Why? Why? This is the scene we're starting with, I guess. Maybe I should change it. Maybe I should set the video title to be Trapped in a Bathroom with Sarika. And then Sarika's body shook violently just once. What? Until a moment ago she seemed to be suffering. But now she looked relieved and relaxed. What?
何なんだよ。
Seriously? Seriously, Takuru? I suddenly looked down and she was still holding her skirt hem tightly. Really? There was a puddly. Really? Really, Takuru? This is what your positive fantasy is? What's the negative one? You get caught?
Huh?
Seriously? Not only that, her long knee socks were soaking wet. Seriously? Was this...
まさかお前。
You didn't...
見ないで。
Don't look. Oh my god. Oh my god, really? This is the scene we're starting with, guys. Sarika begged me in a quiet voice not to...
こっち見ないで。
Don't look at me. I could smell a faint whiff of ammonia. God, alright, this scene's happening. It was obvious now what had happened.
なんでお前言わないんだよ。なんでこうなるまで我慢してたんだよ。
Why did you say something? Why did you hold it until this happened? I'm very confused why this is a positive fantasy. Because
二人いたら
I can't go to
ト
the
イレで
bathroom.
きないじゃん。
There's two of us here.
タ
Okay,
クがいるのに。
so he's gonna snap out of this in like a line or two, right? I can't do it in front of you. She's bursting into tears, start crying. Oh my god. Alright. Should I have just picked negative? If that had happened, I wouldn't know how to... If that had happened, I wouldn't know how to react. But Sarika and I were in a situation where that could happen at any minute. What? What are you, like 6? Do you not have any bladder control? Seriously? Maybe it was time to go home after all. And that stupid idea crossed my mind.
ちょっと。ねえ、タク。とりあえず今日は諦めて出直そうよ。
Let's go, Taku. We can come back tomorrow. Alright. Sarika stood up and rubbed her butt a little.
お前
Okay.
は気にならないのかよ。
It doesn't bother you?
え？
What?
この病院は
This hospital is... This is the hospital we'd snuck into a long time ago looking for an urban legend called Amy. In the end, we had to give up before we could figure it out. But if there was some connection between the sumo stickers and this hospital...
そりゃ気になるよ。 調べられるんなら調べたい。
Sure, it bothers me. If we can find out something, I'd like to. How are you
で
gonna
も
get past the
こうなっ
nurse?
ちゃったらさ、明日からちゃんと面会時間に通い詰めて入れるチャンスを待った方がよくない？
You think it's a better idea to give up now than come back tomorrow during visiting hours and wait for another chance? Nah.
それはもう
Well, yeah.
今だったらこの回で見つかりさえしなければ普通に外に出られるでしょ？
We'll leave now. As long as they don't catch us on this floor, we can just walk straight out, right? Sort of. This place had an ER, so it was open at night and people would be going in and out. As long as we could get to the first floor lobby safely, we'd be able to walk right out. Damn, maybe we didn't have a choice. So they're gonna leave after all this effort? Fine, let's just... Holy fuck, the phone, man. Put your phone on airplane... Well, you don't even need to put it on airplane, just put it on silent mode. Come on, man. My phone vibrated again. Again? Wait. I thought it was Karu's calling me again, but it wasn't. I checked and there was... I checked once again, there was no one in the restroom and answered the phone.
もしもし
Hello?
おい、宮代、
Hey, Miyashiro.
お前、今どこにいる？
Where are you right now? Hey, I actually understood the entire sentence in Japanese. If only my reading comprehension was as good.
どうした
What's wrong?
副部長が事件を追うのはやめなさいってキレてるぞ。
The vice president wants us to stop chasing the case. She's pissed. Of course she is. Of course she is. We already knew that. Seriously?
今、あなたたちは何してるんだって問い詰められた。てか、
She asked me what you two are doing right now. Or more like she screamed at me.
怖かった。
It was scary. Oh boy. Oh, come on, Ito. Throw some balls, Ito. Come on, man.
お前まさか
Why would you tell it? You didn't. Yeah, he just said.
全部喋った。
I told her everything. Oh my god.
設置した監視カメラを外しなさい。いや、
Like a
私が
leaky
今すぐ
faucet,
外しな
man.
いと
Holy
って
shit.
切られた。
I told her everything. She said I need to take down the camera. Then she changed her mind and said she was going to do it herself and hung up. Oh my god. Come on, man. Come on, man. All you had to do was be like, nah. Or at least be like, I'm not giving up anything. You know, you don't need to be like super nonchalant about rejecting people. You just gotta be like tough enough not to say anything when she looks at you with askance. Come on, man. Ah.
お前
Why didn't
そ
you
こ
keep...
耐えろよ
Yeah, why the fuck didn't you keep your mouth shut, man? I'm with Takuru here. Just keep your mouth shut.
無理言うなよ。思わず副部長
You know
に
it's
敬語だったぞ
impossible.
俺。
Man, his voice is very muffled, but yeah, okay, girls. Come on, man. Damn it, that coward. Well, I know how he felt.
で、
Or knew how he felt. Damn.
とりあえずお前のことは何か別に気になったことがあったみたいで、尾上と一緒にそれを調べてるみたいですって言っておいたから。
Anyway, I told her that there was something else that you were interested in, and you'd gone with Onoe to look into it. Hmm.
何してるか知らねえけど、
I don't know what you're
副部
doing.
長に殺される前に謝っとけよ。
But apologize before she kills you, and answer the phone when she calls. No, I can say no to her. Fuck that. He hung up before I could say anything. It was clear he wanted to stay out of this. Why could we not just have a positive delusion about the phone call? Anyway, with nothing else to do, I put away my
の
phone.
んちゃん元気出たんだ。
So now it's feeling better. Good. No. No, no, no. Keep her away from us. Sarika looked happy. She must have overheard the conversation.
いやよかったじゃないよ
Oh, that's really not good.
でものんちゃんらしいよ。
That's just like her. Sarika nodded to herself, satisfied. You really did look happy.
お前どっちの味方なんだ
Whose side are you on?
タクだよ。
Yours,
タ
Taku.
クだってのんちゃんが元気ないの嫌でしょ？
You want Nan to be sad, dude? No,
そ
not really.
りゃいやいい
No, never mind.
タク
Taku,
行くの？
we're leaving.
い
There's no one
言
here.
っとくけど諦めたわ
Just
けじゃ
so
な
we're
いから
clear, I'm not giving up. Okay, buddy. I didn't feel like I was gonna find out anything more by staying here. Yeah, sitting in the bathroom doesn't give you a lot. I'd come back tomorrow during visiting hours. Is this where they take a wrong turn and end up at that guy's hall. And dodge Chris somehow. Alright. Good luck.
よし
Okay. Open door, nurse right there. There was no one around. Now, I'm assuming there's a nurse sitting at the attendant desk, right? There's usually like one person around on each floor. The nurse at the nurse's station was staring at her PC. See? If we crouched down, she couldn't see us. I motioned to Sarika and we quietly left the bathroom and started for the lobby. Ah, so they're actually leaving. We made it across and arrived in front of the elevator. I looked ahead and saw an automatic door with thick, frosted glass. The psych ward lay beyond it. Next to it was a control terminal with an intercom. When visiting, you say your name and have them unlock the door from the inside. Oh, you can't even get in. Normally, you'd have to actually, like, do some crazy shit. Damn. During visiting hours, I've been sitting in the lobby waiting for the automatic door to open. I tried to see if there was a way to sneak in alongside another visitor, but it ran out of time before I got the chance.
タク、しょうがないよ。出直そう。
Taku, there's nothing we can do. Go back. Sarika must have noticed me staring at it because she motioned for me to leave. Yeah. She was right. If we use the elevator, they might notice the sound. We just have to take the stairs?
Huh?
What?
タク？
I'm betting the door just is going to open. Sarika stopped just before she reached the stairs.
今
Just now. What? I heard a beeping noise coming from the automatic door. Someone was coming out? I dragged Sarika onto the landing for the stairs. That was weird. I didn't hear any footsteps. What? The door's just opened, right? Oh, dude, don't go in there. Don't go in there. That is like the most cliched thing ever. It's like, oh, we already even had this scene where a sealed door magically opened for us, and then bad shit happened. Let's not do this again. Let's not do this again. No way. No way. Let's not do this. I took a look around the corner and saw the door was open. At least the murders aren't occurring today. If it's not on a murder day, we might live. Why? It was definitely open. There was no sign anyone had come out. I could see deeper into the ward now. The frosted glass was out of the way. The hallway was dark and it was long past lights out. We're gonna go in, right? Like, I know it's the dumb thing to do, but our character's totally gonna do it. Why had it opened? Was it set to open automatically from the inside and someone had walked close enough to trip the sensor? I hadn't seen anyone pass by. We can hear footsteps. Someone's walking by. I nodded back at Sarika as she pointed down the stairs. Someone was coming up. Oh, they're gonna get forced into the ward. What should we do? There wasn't enough time for the elevator to get here. The lobby was out of the question. Should we go upstairs? Would it be safe if we just walked downstairs and acted like nothing was wrong? They're not even gonna see this person. It might be a ghost. The dark hallway seemed to be beckoning me. There were no guards or nurses around it.
Takuru, あなたも他の人と違わない。ただの高校生でしょ。
Takuru, you aren't any different from anyone else. You're just a teenage boy. Oh, we're getting tilted by Nono. We're going in. Or Non, sorry, it's Non, right? Well, fuck it, let's go. I grabbed Sarika's hand. In we go. We ran straight for the open door. I don't know what's going on, but this is our chance. Let's go. Sarika was behind me. I couldn't tell if she nodded or not. I ran faster so I wouldn't have to hear my heart pounding, and a moment later, we were inside the psych ward. All right, we're in with all of the crazies. Awesome. Oh, dude, it's probably a fairly small area, like 10 rooms, maybe. Looks. Oh, there might be a left and right paths. Okay, looks like there are 10 rooms and a stairway. 9 rooms and a stairway, maybe. Like there might be one right out of frame on the right. I see 9 doors and like 2 potential hallways. I don't know if there's anything at the end though. I'm guessing the end is stairs because there's a sign pointing to it. So it's not another room. I listened to the door shut behind me. I moved up next to the wall and took a look around. Exactly. I knew that this is gonna be some spooky shit. Alright. It was too dark to see all the way to the end of the hallway, but there didn't seem to be anyone there. The green light of the emergency exit reflected off the floor, bathing us in dim light. Taku, your hand. That was Takute. Taku hand? Okay. I realized I was still holding Sarika's hand. I quickly let go and she turned her hand towards the wall. This? Look? This? Okay. Oh. She was pointing at a simple map of the ward. It showed the nurse's station, the exam rooms, and were probably the numbers for the patient rooms.
確か絵描きって奥の個室に入院しているんだよな。
The person who drew those pictures was in a private room in the far back, right? Sarika nodded. But the map didn't say if the rooms were singles or not. Guess you're gambling. I looked at the doors in front of me. There were plates with what looked like 2 patient names. Yeah, I can see. Up at the top, on the center, it looks like there's 2 spaces. These rooms were doubles, which meant any room with the same layout was also probably a double. Okay, good bet. I looked back at the map. Where were the private rooms?
あった。ここら辺だ。
Found them. Right here.
くそ、やっぱり奥の方だな。
They really are in the back. Yes, there must be more hallways. The hallways must lead deeper into the psych ward. That way? Sarika pointed further down the hall. With Sarika behind me, I turned to the right side and started to walk as quietly as I could. The weird scent unique to hospitals was stinging my nose. I was used to it, but it was still a little creepy. It was too quiet. If this was the psych ward, I expected to hear some crazy screaming or something.
偏見か。いくら閉鎖病棟とはいえ、大半は高齢の認知症の人たちだろうし。
It's just prejudice. Even if it's a sealed ward, most of the patients here are probably just old people with Alzheimer's. That's probably true. You wouldn't expect the patients to be screaming 24 hours a day, especially after lights out. Or would you? But what was with the air here? No, it didn't matter. It was just another dim hallway. I wasn't going to go into seeing the crime this time.
Huh?
There's no crime scene to see, and there's also no murder date today. And then I realized, come to think of it, when I'd gone inside the Love Hotel, I'd first tried to get past the door, and then given up. He just realized it. Oh my god. Sarika hasn't noticed. I turned around and saw the empty hallway stretching out before me, past a confused Sarika. The automatic door was on the other side of the corner. The door opened on its own then, too. He just realized that. Oh god. That's right, the door to the hotel had opened on its own, just like the automatic door here. The police had told me I'd been mistaken, but maybe it was really...
Taku, どうしたの?
Taku, what's wrong? Oh no.
Yeah.
Nothing. I realized that I'd stopped moving. Crap, was that a nurse?
こっち.
This way. Where are we? Bathroom, random patient number 5. The patient we're looking for's room.
ああ、松下さん、点滴逆血してたよ。
Ah, there was blood in Matsushita's IV. Okay.
またですか？外しちゃってました？
Ken, did it come out?
それがね。
Oh, you see. I could hear what sounded like 2 nurses in the hallway.
バレちゃった?
Did they find us? No, I think we're safe. No. I listened carefully. They seemed to be talking about a patient. Good, they hadn't found us. We'd have to stay here until they left.
タク、そういえばさ、
Really?
昔忍び込んだ時ってどこに行ったか覚えてる?
When we snuck in last time, do you remember where we went? I took my ear off the door.
そりゃ覚えて。いや、
Of course I remember.
具体的に
actually,
どこか覚えてない
I
の。
don't remember where exactly. I tried to think back to what I'd seen so many times in the dream. It was 8 or 9 years ago now, but that long ago I was still in elementary school.
この平等じゃなかったとは思う。
I don't think it was the psych ward. I couldn't remember how we got in exactly, but I didn't remember sneaking through an automatic door. And
あれは精神科に見られるような治療じゃなかった。
that wasn't the kind of treatment you'd see in a psych ward. Actually, I don't think you could even call that treatment, whatever it was.
どうした？
What's wrong? I was about to ask before I saw her face and realized what was
大
wrong.
丈夫か？
Are you okay?
うん、
Yeah, I'm okay.
大丈夫だよ。
Alright, with some emphasis. It clearly wasn't okay. Did she remember what happened before? Come to think of it, actually, she tried to act strong and failed last time too.
大したことじゃない。
Not do anything
絵描
big
きの
here.
情報を確かめて帰る。
We just get information from an artist and go home. That's all, right? I think she's thinking the same thing you are, and she's like, shut the door. The nurses must have finished talking because I could hear the footsteps getting further and further away.
よし。
Okay. Sarika slapped her cheeks with her hands to try and snap herself out of it.
行こ
Let's
う。
go.
タク。
Let's go, Taku. Alright.
あ、
No chickening out. You know where you are, right? Were they in like a closet? When we got to the room, the dim light of the emergency exit lamp was shining down on it.
ここ？
I nodded. This was probably the place. It was a private room in the back, and there was no nameplates on the other private rooms we'd passed.
開けるぞ。
I'm opening the door. There was no time to hesitate. We could run into a nurse at any moment. I looked to the left and right and checked there was no one there before opening the door. But how do they think this is gonna go? It was a dark room with no lights. There was enough light to see my hands, but not my feet. Hmm?
誰もいない。
No one here? The bed against the wall was empty. The blanket was rolled up.
うん
Sarika looked over to see if I saw. Was this not the place?
他の部屋を探してみるか。
Maybe I'll check the other rooms. I went to leave, and Sarika grabbed my arm.
なんだよ。
タク、 あれ？
What are we looking at?
え？
Sarika pointed at the back wall of the room, her hands shaking a little. It was too dark to see. I softly crept forward to get a better look.
ん？
What did he see? Oh my god. Oh my god, it's all sumo faces.
なんだこれ。
What's this? This is the right room. The whole wall was covered with drawings of the sumo sticker in what looked like red paint. Yes. Red paint.
気持ち悪い。
I feel sick, yeah. Sarika grabbed onto my arm. The warmth reminded me I wasn't alone. It made me feel a little bit better. If I'd seen this alone, I might have screamed and gone crazy.
この匂いは。
What's this smell? I noticed there was an unpleasant scent coming from the red paint on the wall. Alright, what's the red paint? I took another step forward. It's gonna be blood, right? Then I realized. Oh my god, he's panicking because it's blood. Who wouldn't predict this? Okay, he doesn't realize he's in light horror. He thinks he's playing in real life, and it's like half everything he's gone through is horror. I put my hand in front of my mouth to stifle a scream, and then another hand in front of Sarika's to stop her from screaming too.
どうしたの？
What's wrong? Sarika ripped my hand away from her mouth and clung to me tighter.
これ絵の具じゃない。
It's not paint. What?
血だ。
It's blood. Oh, it actually is cheetah. I was trying to figure that out. Which reading of blood do you use to say it's blood? It actually is Cheetah. Okay. For the casual statement. That's cool. Feeling slightly more intelligent today. Feeling like I've learned a teeny bit, although I just don't have confidence. This strange smell like rust was the same thing I'd smelled at the Love Hotel during the Revolving Dead incident. Who'd drawn these? Who would draw something like this in blood? I imagine someone locked in a dim room, endlessly drawing paintings in blood on a blank wall, and a shiver went down my spine. I got goosebumps all over my body. Dude, turn on the lights and see the fuck what happens. This place is dangerous. Yeah. There was something very wrong with this room. I would have just started with that second line, man. Taku, what are you doing? What? Better than drawing shit. I suddenly realized I was holding a smartphone in my quavering hand. Without even realizing it, I'd pushed the record button and started filming the drawings on the wall. Okay, I don't understand why our characters... Okay, I got two questions. Why is our character panicking about this? And not thinking rationally. Second, why is his... Most people, their first reaction is like, you know, you got like the freeze... You got like the flight, you got the fright, the flight or fright, and maybe like some kind of like fight if you want to add that in, as like 3 responses to something terrifying. This guy's reaction to anything that terrifies him is to get out his smartphone and record. Like, if you see it, it's like you're wandering through a jungle and a tiger starts mauling your girlfriend. Most people, it's like panic and run away, attempt to save girlfriend, stand there like a deer in the headlights. And this guy has the 4th response. Take out your smartphone without even thinking about it and start recording it for views on YouTube. Like, okay. Okay. This isn't the time for this. Let's go, okay? Sarika tried to drag me back. Yeah. My body wouldn't move, though. I knew it was dangerous to stay here, but I couldn't move. Sarika was saying something behind me, but while I could hear the sounds, I couldn't understand what they meant. And then... There's someone in here, right? I heard a sound from somewhere in the dark room. It was the sound of someone scratching something. I gulped. Okay, you're in a dark room and you're terrified. You know what the easiest way to clear up all this terrifying shit and also expose all the horrifying shit a little bit faster? Just turn the lights on. Fuck it. No fear of the unknown. You can see everything in its gory details. My body froze up even more. I heard a sound somewhere. Yeah, now you're just panicking, imagining the myriad ways you could be dying. Come on. Turn the light on. Oh, who's there? Okay, come on, man. You know who's in there. You read the nameplate on the room, but you're panicking because you're a moron. Someone was in here with us. There was a nameplate on the room, unlike every other room. Someone was in this room. In the darkness. I could hear the sound of something hard being scratched again. The sound bounced off the walls of the square room. I couldn't tell where it was coming from. This man, he's like, oh my god, there's something in the room. Now, I could reach for a light switch. I could do literally anything. And he's like, nah, we'll just panic. I'll take out my phone and record. He's like the cameraman in a horror movie where he's like, I obsessively, if something scary happens, I need to get out my phone and I need to get out my camera and film it. I don't need to act intelligently. I desperately searched around the room, eyes cloudy with terror. There's someone in here with long hair. Is that a girl? How long had they been there? A girl was crouching on the floor alone with her back to us, yep. She was right next to the bloody sumos, a hand wrapped around her knees, and she was staring at her feet. She was staring at a drawing of a sumo sticker. It was too dark to tell for sure, but I thought I saw something dripping off her finger. Please, turn the light on, you moron. That was blood. I can't see further than my arm's length in front of me, but I can see this far. Well, I mean, his eyes adjusted to the darkness, but it's kind of funny. She'd cut her finger to draw that. She was drawing those pictures. I couldn't speak. My throat wouldn't work. I had questions to ask her. Who are you? Did you draw all the stickers all over town? Why are you drawing those? But I couldn't speak. I just couldn't speak. The strange sight before me filled me with an indescribable terror. I was overcome by the idea if we talked to her now, she'd be turned around, she would transform into something else and attack me. Why is this guy leading anyone anywhere? Oh my god, he can't lead his way out of a paper bag. I heard my name and turned towards Sarika. Her hand was clutching my arm tightly. What's wrong? Oh no. Why did you sound so scared? This guy, holy shit. Come on, man. What? Can't you see? Shaking, I pointed at the girl on the floor, but... There was no one there. I was standing in the middle of the hospital room, shaking, and staring at the drawings of the sumo sticker design on the wall. My hand had numbly lowered, and my smartphone was recording only my crotch. Are you okay? Sarika looked at me worried. I swear to God, this guy just refuses to turn on the lights. Like, he has a fucking flashlight in his hand, because it's in his smartphone. And he's like, I'm not going to turn on the lights and look for what's going on. I'm just going to, like, vaguely stare at shapes in the darkness and let my mind hallucinate terrifying shit. By the way, I'm pretty sure that was Arimura, but they drew. But, well, no, who knows? What happened to that girl? Girl? What are you talking about? You're seeing shit in the darkness because you can't see that far ahead of you, man. Turn the fucking lights on and stop being a papega. Come on. She was just there, right? Right? You said you couldn't see very far. There was no one in the direction I was pointing. Turn the lights on! How hard is this? Just eerie pictures in an empty room. Don't scare me like that. It was just a delusion. Maybe whoever drew the bloody pictures on the wall was already dead. But some trace of their spirit was bound to those paintings and trapped inside the room. No, that was too paranormal for me. It's impossible. But I couldn't get the image out of the crouching girl I thought I'd seen out of my mind. Okay, all he had to do was take out his camera that he's already recording with automatically, because this character, unlike everyone else in existence, his first response to anything terrifying is to record it. All he should have done was look at her through the camera lens. Fuck, man. Come on. Let's go. This probably isn't a good place. Yeah. They're not even going to turn the lights on and see if there's anything actually in the room. So, let's think about this. You open it. This room doesn't have windows, seems, because they said it was pitch black. They couldn't even see their hand. They can't even see their feet. They're not even going to bother turning the lights on to see if there's actually anyone in here. They're just going to leave the lights off, look around a dark room, and be like, let's leave. Bye. Like, come on, guys. Come on. Oh, well. I took Sarika's hand and slowly started to walk backwards. I think I need a drink, don't I? It felt like if I made a sound, all the eyes of the sumos drawn on the wall would open and stare at me. We made it back to the door and jumped out into the hallway. Panicking because I hallucinated stuff in a dark room. Oh my god. Please. This guy's like only redeeming feature is he has this camera because he can't actually... Like, have you never seen anything in the darkness? Come on, man. Even when you know there's nothing there, if you turn the lights off, you sometimes see weird shapes because your brain's always trying to make sense out of stuff you can't quite make out clearly. But yeah, this guy doesn't seem to recognize that consciously, which is a little bit unfortunate. Come here, you can do that later. Call the doctor too, something might have happened. Oh my god, they made so much noise, the nurses are coming now. I can hear frantic voices down the hallway.
まずい
Oh no. The hospital staff is heard you. Yeah, why were you screaming, you fucking idiot? You literally saw nothing. Like, the only thing you can justify seeing are some, like, symbols on walls. Like, you can see fucking anything in the darkness if it's unclear enough, you know? You see, like... It's like the classic, you know, oh no, it's a person there, and you turn the light on, and it's like a mop. It's like a mop, and you're like, okay, my brain filled in the mop head, the upside down mop with like the mop head on the top, obviously, as like a person's hair, and then like there's some weird box or something behind it, like a shelf or something, and you interpreted that as its shoulders, like as like a person's shoulders, and you're like, oh my god, there's a giant monster in the room. Like, I don't know why this guy is like screaming at that. Like, it's kind of dumb, but okay. The hospital staff heard your scream. They thought something happened to a patient, probably. They're gonna find us. Great job, man. You just, like, if you get caught now, you're, like, really screwed. Huh? Did I just hear a sound from the emergency exit? It's open. Sarika jumped onto the door. Hurry. Yeah, she said onto the door. I thought she meant, like, into or against. But onto, okay. Hurry. Yeah. It's pitch black.
どう？そっちは？
Well, did you find anything?
異常なしです。何
Everything's
があった
normal.
んでしょう？
What do you think happened? I could faintly hear the voices of the nurses running back and forth across the hallway. Evidently, they hadn't found us.
助かったね。
We're saved, right? I could hear Sarika take a sigh of relief in the darkness. I used the light from my phone to look around. We're on the landing of a staircase. This is probably the emergency stairs.
降りられそうだね。
We can probably go down from here. Sarika looked down, illuminating the stairs with her own phone. So now,
なんで
after how many minutes, he finally uses his fucking flashlight. Oh my god. He didn't bother using his flashlight in the fucking room, or when he was trying to record video of the walls, but now that they're in the emergency exit and leaving, he's like, oh, I should use my flashlight instead of being terrified at every single corner. Boop, lights on. Yeah, okay, buddy. Okay, buddy. Horror movie protagonists, am I right?
お？
なんで開いてたんだ
Why was it open?
非常口だからでしょ？
It's the emergency exit, right?
でも閉鎖病棟だぞ
This is a sealed ward, right? If they were keeping the automatic door locked, there's no way they wouldn't lock the emergency exit.
きっと閉め忘れだ。
They probably forgot to lock it.
ん
Did they? Could we really get that lucky? And I was sure I heard a sound.
タク、それより今はここから出ないと。
Fuck, forget that. We need to get out of here. Sarika pointed down the stairs.
ああそうだな
So, does this lead to the exit? Do they get trapped here? Or is this leading to the morgue? I used the light from my phone to look at the knob of the emergency door. Good, it was the type that opened from the inside. The others probably were too.
下へ降りて出口を探そう
Let's go down and look for an exit.
オッケー。
Okay.
タク、
Look, those
さっ
pictures
き
on the
の
wall.
壁の絵。
Yep. Yep, those pictures on the wall, damn. Sarika was probably thinking the same thing I was. Was that where the creator of the sumo stickers was kept? Or someone who had something to do with the case? In the end, I had no answer. There was a whole wall of sumo sticker images drawn in someone's blood. It's the only information we had. Sarika seemed to understand that as well, because she didn't ask any more questions.
よし開いた
It opened. I unlocked the door and quietly opened it, and then peered down into the hallway beyond. What floor are they on? And busted! I ducked without even thinking. I placed my hand on the open door to support myself and quickly yanked my body back inside toward the stairs. You should be... What? Why?
なんで
What are those two
この
doing?
二人がここにいる。
Oh, it's this chick. This is the chick we saw in the ward, wasn't it? We saw her in the psych ward, right? It was her at the back and not Armor. Okay. There was no mistaking it. Those were the two that Ito had noticed in the club room this morning. Sarika stuck her head out just a little and saw them too. She dropped down. Immediately starts talking when they're trying to hide. I put my hand over her mouth before she could finish. I know. Don't make any noise. Why were they here? Was there some connection between them and the sumo stickers after all? I could hear the footsteps. Theirs. Go down to a lower floor, dipshit. I couldn't move. They'd hear me. I froze and concentrated on what I was hearing. So, let's think. You opened the emergency door, which is fairly loud, saw the faces of two people staring in that direction, and your response is... when you're not supposed to be in the building, and your response is to wait for them to disappear? Is this a video game? Is this a video game? This is video game logic here. They saw us. We'll naturally just walk around the corner, press the hide key, and wait for our opponents to go back to their patrol path. Alright. I froze and concentrated on what I was hearing. Good, they were heading further away. Ring ring. He still hasn't put his phone on silent. Oh my god. This is the third phone call he's received while he's supposed to be sneaking around. Some solid snake you are, dipshit. Gods. Shit, my phone's ringing. The third time in a row. You would have thought the first time this happened, he'd be like, ah, fuck, I screwed up. Airplane mode, done. Or at least silent. But he's like, ah, my phone. Oh no, my phone. I'll turn that off. Oh no, my phone again. We'll take the call this time. What's he gonna do this time? Is he gonna take the call and be like, yeah, there's two people there. I think I recognize them from the club room. Hey, you two, come on over here. It's like, yeah, this guy's like, oh, yeah, he's about as sneaky as Sam Fisher from fucking Splinter Cell. Glowing headset, glowing chest, going like chest module in the later games. No subtlety whatsoever. Like, he is literally the only thing you can see in the pitch black, but it looks cool, so we'll skip it. We'll give it a pass. It also let you shoot taser bullets at people, which is a cool feature. You had the sticky shock rounds that were like tasers, but attached to a real gun. Shit. Oh. Sarika must be like wanting to slap me. Did she just drop the fucking phone? Oh no. Oh no. Not good. Not good. This is not good. They were getting closer. Move to the first floor. What were you doing? You said the first floor was a fucking... You said the first floor was like a fucking clinic. You should be able to walk on it. So if this is not the first floor, what the fuck are they doing? If they're not on the first floor, they went down one floor and were like, fuck it, we'll leave on the fourth floor. Like, what? You can't like walk out the exit there. Your original plan for this stairwell was to go to the first floor and then leave through the clinic because everyone would think you just kind of like wandered down a random hallway. What are you doing now? They're now walking closer. The door's closed. Just book it. You know, the biggest problem for you here is A, people knowing you're here, and B, people seeing your face. So if you can get if people don't recognize you or that you were there, they won't do anything. Just leave. Don't play the video game. Don't press the hide button and just wait for them to disappear. It doesn't work in real life. People at least need to be distracted. Who are those two? What were they doing here? This is bad. Yeah, it's bad. Our idiot friend is like taking phone calls while we're supposed to be sneaking around a hospital. Maybe the killers behind this case are... Oh my god. Oh, please do something intelligent. The smartest thing he's realized is that the door shouldn't have opened by itself. But everything else he's done tonight has been so stupid. There's a chance something really bad could happen. Yeah, we know that no. It was no. I thought it was not for some reason. Alright. Taku, you need to do something. Taku's busy. Remember, Sarika, when Taku panics, he gets out his cell phone and starts recording. He doesn't actually do anything. They're gonna kill us. For a moment, I felt incredibly cold. Like my whole body had gotten smaller. The hand I was holding against the door was slippery with sweat. See, when I get nervous... Yeah, I mean, I can do things, but... Oh, man. When I get uncertain, I just don't have... My vocabulary just gets worse, but I can still describe things incredibly low resolution. My heart was pounding and it hurt to breathe. No. Suddenly my frozen body was yanked upwards. I stumbled and tripped and then was yanked up again. This way. Thank you, Sarika. Just as Sarika kicked open some kind of door and dragged me through. I saw them pick up my... Oh, holy fuck! He actually did... Like, he is doing the fucking, like, horror movie protagonist shit where he's like, I dropped my phone. Really, buddy? Really? You're gonna drop your phone? Like, what's next? You're gonna trip over while running? You know, you're like, you get outside the hospital and you're like, oh no, they're chasing me. And you run and you trip and fall. And then you try to get up and you stumble and fall again. And it's like, bruh, you're running on flat concrete. The fuck are you doing? No. Oh no, I can't get away. Oh, I fell over again. Oh. It's too harsh. Oh my god. Like, you know that feel, right? Like we've all seen, like, you've seen that movie, right? Every single horror movie has that, where, like, there'll be someone running, and they'll trip over literally nothing, and they'll stumble and try to get up desperately, but, you know, it'll be too late, because they spend literally, like, 15 whole seconds trying to get up from tripping on, like, smooth concrete, asphalt, the middle of the forest. Like, it's like, there's no conceivable way you'd trip like that, but here we are. Yeah, next he's gonna be he's already had the moment where he's too scared to move while the murderer slowly approaches from 100 meters away. That would be the last 2 minutes, where he was sitting there going, oh my god, they're just around the corner, what do I do? And it's like, dude, like, just make a decision and act. Oh, man. I saw them pick up my phone. Great. So now they know who you are. The worst thing you could have possibly done. The only way that could have been better, the only way that could have been worse for you, because they got your phone now, is if you'd been absolutely stupid enough to give them your fucking wallet. Because guess what? Now either you never have your phone again, you have to just be like, well, I lost my phone, it got stolen, please cancel the phone, get me a new one, or you go back to the hospital and get it. Both of which are really bad. Because obviously this guy's a teenager who's literally homeless, so he probably can't afford a new phone, which is really bad. And worse, now he's going to have to go to the hospital, probably get banned from the hospital for other issues. Like, yeah, he's poor as fuck. He doesn't have the ability to afford a new smartphone. The fuck is he doing dropping that shit? I mean, he might afford one, but like, realistically, he probably doesn't have one. Probably doesn't want to get one, and it's gonna cost him a lot. So I'm surprised he's so careless with it to, like, leave it lying around like this. But come on, it's your smartphone. That's all your evidence, all your recordings that you just took, and your identity are all rolled neatly in one. So if they go to the police and are like, we think someone broke into the hospital last night looking for drugs. Here's his cell phone. The idiot left it behind. The cops will go, okay, we'll find out whose phone this is. They'll look at the serial number. They'll see they'll see what line the serial number is connected to, because that's not too hard to look up. You can contact a few of service providers and ask them if they have an account with that phone. You know, it's not too bad. Probably do that. So yeah, you gave up your phone, and now the police can go find out who you are if you're worried about that. Cool. So, good luck getting into the hospital and possibly get arrested. Great. The best case scenario for you now is you just lost your phone. What a fucking idiot. Okay. We're okay now, right? No, you're super fucked. You lost all your evidence. You just lost your phone, all your evidence, and you're never going to get a chance to go back in the hospital again. So it's going to be 100% on Sarika to do anything. Great job. Because obviously Takuru and Nono aren't going to help you. rest of
少
us.
し休もう。
Wasn't that what we were doing there? Instead of going to the first floor and leaving like a normal person? Fuck, man. Why did they not go to the bottom floor? It's only 5 floors. It's only 5 floors. Like, you don't have to stop and take a break or like only do 3 floors when you're taking a fucking exit. Like, it's a fucking stairwell straight down. I don't know what the fuck they were doing. Alright, I collapsed right onto the ground. I wanted to catch my breath, but it wasn't working. My legs were shaking from exhaustion, and my hands were shaking from the still lingering terror. It's okay, they aren't
大丈夫
following
だ
us,
よ。
I think.
追ってきてはないみたい。だから
Okay. Okay. It was all I could do to muster a feeble nod. They're outside. What? They had no idea. I had no idea why, but my hands shaking made me really mad. I slammed them into the asphalt. Hold the fucking phone. I just want to repeat what we're seeing. Okay, so our character on the 5th floor. What we're seeing is outside a bike parking lot, obviously. We're outside. We've escaped the hospital. We're on the asphalt. So we're touching asphalt, which is obviously not in the hospital. We could be in a parking garage. Possible. But the fact that it looks like there's moonlight, and it's not like the blue lights make me think it's like moonlight, so I think we're actually outside. So our protagonist was so stupid that instead of going directly down to the bottom floor of this emergency exit and leaving the building, like was intention, he decided to randomly stop on the 4th floor, let's say. We don't know what floor he stopped on because he's too stupid to count. He didn't go to the bottom. He went to an arbitrary floor, 1 or 2 down, went in there, got caught, instead of just going to the basement. Instead of just going to the bottom floor and leaving. Like, presumably the bottom floor might be a parking garage. Let's be honest. Let's think about this. You know, underground parking hospitals, completely reasonable. Maybe that's a little bit annoying, but I would be willing... If I was trying to leave a building and was even remotely competent about trying to leave that building, my first thought would be go down as far as I can go and exit. And then if that was like a parking garage which I didn't want to exit into, or I thought it was the wrong floor, I'd go up one. Like, I'd go to the bottom and work my way up, you know? Like, if you're trying to escape a building that you've never been in before or don't know the layout of, that's so easy, right? This idiot somehow managed to fuck that up. They went to the bottom floor. They went to a random floor, got caught. Well, how do you fuck that up? You're just leaving a building. It's like, we're on the 5th floor, so, how do you want to get out of this building? Well, we're gonna take the emergency exit down a floor. Okay. And then we're gonna wander around the 4th floor. Come again. Yeah, we're gonna wander around the 4th floor. Why? We have no reason to be on the 4th floor. Our exit plan involves going to the bottom floor and leaving, and we're already in the stairwell. What benefit does the 4th floor have for us? Well, well, you see, we can get caught if we go on the 4th floor. I see. And you decided to do this automatically because... Why again? No reason? Alright. It's just there to add tension. That was inhumanly stupid of them to just be like, yeah, we're gonna go down 1 floor and see what's on the next floor. Like, what? We got everything we wanted. We should be like, we got everything we wanted. We're scared. The first thing we should do is try to escape the building, not explore the 4th floor without thinking. Like, what the fuck? God, that's really annoying. Alright. My hands shaking made me mad. I slammed them into the asphalt. Damn it. You're a fucking moron. I can see why you're angry. Your monkey brain is telling you were a fucking idiot. Like, it's like, I can't consciously tell you you're a fucking moron, so I'm just gonna make you feel stupid. How? What were they doing in there? How they had the smartphone with all its data. Well, if only you hadn't been like, oops, it's like, he's like a character from, an as seen on, it's like a character from those as seen on TV commercials, you know? The ones where they make normal people look like complete idiots who can't hold a bowl of popcorn, or like pour 1 glass into another glass. Or do like any basic task, because by the way, those products, I think the reason they do that is because some of those products are not actually made for normal people. They're made for people with like Parkinson's and shit who actually have problems like holding basic items. are holding something steady. So they're like, we'll market it and, you know, exaggerate it to explain, like, what the problem could be if you're having it, which I think they're kind of, like, trying to use humor and or, like, sell to that audience. Yeah, basically, people who actually have those people who have, like, motor control issues, not necessarily, like, regular-ass people. But, of course, the people in the advertisements are just regular-ass people, so you're like, oh, this person doesn't seem to have motor control issues. Why are they doing this? Maybe because they don't hire people with motor control issues for those commercials? Maybe because they want to, like, exaggerate to make it obvious? I don't know. Yeah, okay. So they have your smartphone with all its data, and it's possibly unlocked, because you seem to reflexively unlock your phone every time you get in danger, so that's pretty bad.
やっぱりきっと歴史シールと関係あるんだよ。
I think they have something to do with sumo stickers. Our protagonist is quite disappointing, but I recall the Steins Gate protagonist was also really stupid at the start. I was just thinking, the Steins Gate protagonist at the start literally did everything. He invented a time machine and literally did everything every person who asked him wanted without, like, a second thought. He's like, ah, well, okay. And then every time the world got more fucked up and nobody but him noticed, he's like, not my problem. Until things went really badly and his fucking sister died, right? He was like, oh wow, I completely reworked half of the city. Oh, I like changed my friend's gender. I like did this, I did that. He did like 5 or 6 things and was like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. I've rewritten the world for giggles. And most of it seems to be like neutral or objectively bad. And he only cares when CERN kills his sister. Then he's like, oh well, now it's a problem. I mean, like, we couldn't, like, completely rework an entire district from, like, an anime district with lots of cafes to, like, a business district. That's not a problem. Like, reworking half of Japan's, reworking half of Tokyo isn't a big deal for anybody, but apparently, yeah. Yeah, he was a bit of a dumbass until he ran into a problem he couldn't solve. Then he kind of tried to solve it and fucked up a bunch, but we'll see. Let's hope this character... Well, this character at least seems to have semi-competent supporting characters, right? Like, what's her face? Sarika seems... You know, Sarika doesn't seem to be, like, the most insistent on doing these things, but when she's in a pinch, she's kind of competent. I'd consider at least having the, I wouldn't say wherewithal, I'd say, like, having the presence of mind to actually withdraw from there is pretty good. Right? Like, at least she realized they should leave before they get caught instead of doing what our protagonist is doing, which is, like, being a fucking idiot and throwing his phone. Like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna butterfinger my phone, okay. Like, really? Couldn't be a coincidence.
あれ、着信あったんだ。しんちゃん？
I gotta call Shin-chan.
もしもし、
Hello?
尾上です。
Denali, what's wrong? Yeah?
うん。
Okay.
よし。
My breathing had calmed down. I needed to get my thoughts in order. The phone had a lock on it. They wouldn't be able to do anything with it immediately. Oh, so this time when you were panicking, you didn't reflexively take out your phone and take video with it so that it could be unlocked? You instead... Right, you got a call. You got a call, okay. Right, it was clear that the sumo stickers were involved somehow. In particular,
まだ事件が起こっていないのに。
the wall filled with sumo stickers where
一
nothing
に貼られた歴史シールが引っかかるのは。
Yeah. That wall filled with sumo stickers where nothing's happened yet bothers you. Yeah, okay. Well, not like you're getting a recording of it. Come to think of it, Cruz said she was going to take down the security camera. Yep. What happened with that? Wow, if only we had a cell phone. Sarika turned around, moving very
ど
slowly.
うした？
What's wrong? What did that expression mean? Sarika looked away from me for a moment and then back as if afraid of something painful.
のんちゃんが刺された。
No one was stabbed. I'm not sure whether I care. Non is like nothing but an antagonist character so far, so we don't really care too much personally. We have had a couple scenes with her, but from our character's perspective, he probably cares. From my personal perspective, because Non has been nothing but a hostile antagonist, I actually don't care that she was stabbed. Like, if she died, I wouldn't really care. But we're gonna rush over there. Alright. She got stabbed trying to do stupid shit because she's fucking stupid. It's even better because she went to a sketchy area of the city at night because she's a fucking idiot. And she's like, come on, man. We're not that stupid. Our character's stupid, but he's at least intelligent enough to get the camera during the day. Or get the data from the camera and set it up during the day, whereas Non's like, it's midnight, seems safe. It's midnight, seems safe. Like, would you personally go to like a place? Okay, going to a place where you think a murder's gonna happen, and be like, okay, it's a really sketchy spot under a bridge. There's all these creepy faces. And my friends think a murder's gonna happen there, so they're kind of recording it 24/7. Yeah, I'll go there at midnight, see what happens. Like, okay, you got a death wish, lady? Like, I don't even like walking the streets late at night if they're not well illuminated. I have no clue what the fuck Non's thinking here. Like, I've walked through a few parks where there's literally no light at night, and it feels super sketchy. Like, I don't know about the rest of you guys, but when I walk through a park at 11:59 p.m. or like 1 in the morning, and there's literally no illumination, so I have to get out my phone and use like my phone as a flashlight. I feel like that's like throwing up a million red flags, where it's like, okay, it's super sketchy, it's dark, I can't see in front of me. Like, if there was some creepy guy who actually wanted to stab me, he could come from 3 fucking directions, and I wouldn't see him. Let alone hear him, because there's nothing but grass all around me, with like a couple trees or some shit. But apparently these guys are like, yeah, Sketchville's fine. Like, alright. Okay, do your thing, I guess. Oh. I guess it's one way to trigger our character meeting his adoptive family once again. That is one thing I'm okay with, but seriously. Like, the reason Non was stabbed is like, serves you fucking right, antagonist. Hope you get work. It's like, hope you stop getting in our way now so we can actually do shit.
Takuru-nii-chan.
Brother Takuru, alright. Good thing she literally lives at a clinic, so she definitely has the number of a doctor on speed dial. Yui pointed towards the exam room in the back with a pained expression on her face. She's probably fine. If she's not in the hospital and is in a clinic, she's probably okay. Because if they released her to a doctor with no assistance, then she probably doesn't need surgery, right? Because, you know, you need actual operating theater for surgery. So it's probably like, as minor as it can be, a minor stabbing injury. A minor, like, injury, like, minor, relatively speaking, you know. Her life's not in immediate danger, because otherwise she'd be in the hospital, you know? The Tokyo General AM hospital you were just in 5 minutes ago. Damn it. Can't be happening. Man, again, you need to make us care more about this character instead of having her be nothing but a protagonist if you want me to sympathize with Takuru. Oh no, Kurus. It's Gen-san. How's it going, Gen? What, Gen? Forget that, Kurus. Where's Kurus?
静かにしなさい。
Be quiet.
一応、病院なんだから。
This is a hospital, remember? It's not a real hospital. It doesn't have an operating theater. This is a clinic. Was she okay?
タクル、
何
What?
靴脱ぎなさい。
Take off your shoes.
ごめん。
Oh, sorry. I'd forgotten to take them off when I came in, so I quickly yanked them off my feet.
僕、
何？
What?
いや、その、
No, I can see a bandage for the gaps in her pajamas. Why don't... Kate, honestly, like, would you not be super tilted if her repeatedly calling you literally just lost you your phone? At the very least, be like, well, I'm glad you're alive. In the future, please don't call me when I'm busy, and I literally just lost my phone thanks to you, so bye. Like, oh man. A little bit tilted at that. I'd be a little bit tilted at her calling me again and losing me my phone.
ああ、これ？
Oh, this? Chris lifted her shirt a little to show her stomach. It was wrapped in a thick bandage.
13針。 大
13
したこと
stitches.
ない。
Nothing bad. You. Wait, how is this our fault? Come again? How is this our fault? How the ever-loving fuck is it our fault that this chick got stabbed doing something we didn't even want her doing? It's one thing if we were like, hey, can you do me a favor and do this? It's super dangerous. And she's like, I love you, Nisa. I love you. I love you, Nisa. Let's go. But it's like, nah. Don't do it. Fuck you. Get stabbed and you're like, you've been my antagonist for like our main antagonist for this series so far is Kuruz. Like, I don't care that much for her. Like the detective, we have his viewpoint. He's working towards the same thing we are, but he's not necessarily on our side, as it were. But he's still, like, working towards the same thing we are. Whereas she's directly in opposition to us every single step of the way. Including today. So you're kind of, like, feeling relieved she's out of the way, right? Like, she got stabbed. She might stop doing this now. That's great. But they haven't built any empathy. This guy punching us? What a fuckhead. What a fucker. I felt a dull pain in my face. Oh my god, punch him! I collapsed to the ground. He grabbed me by the shirt and lifted me back up. Hello? You wanna fucking fight? Okay. What the hell do you think you're doing, asshole? Come again? What the fuck? Well, make a decision. Either go, what the fuck is wrong with you, dipshit? Or be like, yeah, go fuck yourself, buddy. This guy, like, literally just walked up to us and punched us in our, what is presumably was our house. And we've still got, like, an open invitation to or whatever, because they want us back. We moved out for various reasons. And this guy's, like, just slugging you? Okay, buddy. Okay. Like, you got a serious problem, buddy. Either be like, okay, fuck you, get out of the room. Like, okay, be like, okay, well, I'm fucking gone if your friends are gonna punch me. Or be like, you have a few reactions here. Let's see. I'm betting our protagonist doesn't take the punch back reaction. Doesn't take the what the fuck is wrong with you, dipshit reaction. And probably is like, a little bit, let's see, blubbery mess. I'm not sure he's gonna go full blubbery mess on me. But I think he's gonna bitch out. Let's see.
ちょっと、川原くん。
Stop it, Kawahara.
探偵ごっこがなんか知らねえけど、余計なことしてるからこんなことになんだろうが。
I don't know if you think you're Sherlock Holmes or something, but this happened because you've been screwing around. Alright. I'm betting not a blubbery mess, but a complete bitch. How do we start? No response. Okay, good
死
start.
んでてもおかしくなかった
He
んだ
could
ぞ。
have died, you know.
川原くん。
Kawahara. We're still on the bitching out route. No response. Yep, okay. I'm waiting to see if our character does something. He pushed me away violently. My face stung from the punch. Okay, let's see.
おう、青少年。世のビールはこれか。
Hey, young man, is this my beer?
はい。他にもいろいろ入っているそうです。
Supposedly there's a lot of other stuff in it too.
ブー。すまないな。
Oh, thanks.
ゲンさん、ありがとうございました。川原くん、 それ、ゲンさんの家まで運ぶのを手伝ってもらえる？
Man, thank you. Kohar, can you help carry it to his house? So we've
いや、でも
taken the bitch out route where we've like literally said nothing after someone's repeatedly punched us. Good reaction, friend. Our classic doormat character who only does things behind people's backs, but can't actually do anything like. Oh well. It's the doormat. We're a doormat now, guys. We're a doormat.
お願い。
Please. Don't we like live next to it again? We can do this shit. Fine.
あの
Alright. Kawahara glared at me for a minute, then picked up the cardboard box and left. Okay, so he punched you, but we're not gonna react that way. What a fucking prick. We didn't even get like an internal monologue. I was honestly expecting at least an internal monologue here where I was like, where our character was like, what the actual fuck is this idiot doing? What a fucking prick of a vice president. Like, okay, Mr. School Counsel just beating up on people who aren't even associated with this? Like, alright. Thanks, dipshit. Like, okay, if you can clobber me here, does that mean I can just go slug you in the student council room at school? Is that the way we're going? We can both get a nice mutual week suspension for that. Cause you know, you show up and you're like, actually, yeah. You expect Yeah. The protagonist is probably bitching out, but like, it's like, okay, well, if you think that's fair, like, I walked into the room and you're gonna slug me, I'm gonna just, like, I'll do something. I'm gonna do something. And since I'm in school, I'll probably just, like, walk by and punch you. And, hey, if the teacher's mad or, your friend's like, what the fuck? You'd be like, hey, he decided that was a great thing to do at random to me the other day. I'm just, I don't like fighting, but he did punch you for no reason. You should react. I don't really mind if your like reaction is to be like, what the actual fuck? Like, you don't have to punch back. Like some people, you know, some people have very low thresholds for throwing punches. So you don't always respond to a punch with another punch. And some people are just dicks, and it's like not really worth actually starting a fight with them. Where sometimes it's like you're like, okay, it's not worth starting a fight with them, and you just respond with like, dude, what the fuck? Calm the fuck down. What's wrong with you? Like, you respond with that rather than punching someone because you don't really want to escalate. It might be better to diffuse the situation, right? To be like, okay, like you don't want to respond with something that's like super cowardly, but it's not really worth it. If like someone just hits you to be like instantly going into a fight, that's like that's not the right way to. I don't feel like that's the right response to the situation. But here, at least, I would have expected either an internal monologue or your character visibly responding to this character just punching him, right? Right? Like you don't have. If you're not a good fighter, you don't have to fight. It's probably better not to fight. You can just be like, all right, I'm leaving. Like that's perfectly legit. This guy's gonna beat the shit out of you if someone doesn't stop him. Okay, time to leave. That's fine. That's a reaction, right? Like, but our character's kind of like visibly numb. She's clearly fine and also was doing like, you should be. Our character isn't angry at Nono in the slightest for all the stupid shit she's been doing. He's not angry at the fact that she basically lost him his fucking phone. And she's like mildly, and he's not even concerned that her buddy's like beating up on him. Like, God, you gotta have a reaction to one of these at some point, right? Like, sure, Non could be injured, but she's fine because she's already been stitched together. She's fine. Like, that shouldn't be the top of your priority list. And even if it is, the immediate threat should be the person in your face punching you and screaming at you for something you clearly wasn't your fault. At the very least, be like, it's not my fucking fault. Like, how is it our fault? You know, even if we ignore the fact that he just hit us. Maybe he's just yelling at us. My first response would be, how the fuck is this my fault? I'm concerned that she's injured, but there's no way I'm like, oh yes, it's my fault she got stabbed. Come again? Like, did I stab her? Did I tell her to go somewhere she'd get stabbed? Did I guide her in a way that would make her go get stabbed? Like, what level of separation do I need for this? It's like, well, I've been somewhere before, so my friend went there, and something bad happened to them there. It's like, well, that's not really my fault. If I told them to go there and that it was a great time at night, maybe. Like, hey, you should go. It's like, if I told my friend, hey, this club's great, and then they got, like, sexually assaulted there or something, I'd be like, oh, man, I'm like, oh, I guess I shouldn't have given you that recommendation. But we didn't do something like that. Like, I don't know where our character's guilt's coming from. Because he seems to be, his reaction is very passive. He doesn't seem to have a reaction, which means I'm thinking he's feeling guilty, but I don't know where our protagonist's reaction is from. Like, how is he feeling guilty in this situation where everything that's happened to him isn't my fault? Who is he? So that guy, for reference again, the guy that like smacked us, is the vice president. I remember Nono is like the president of the school club. So presumably, since they're both together, they were both walking downtown to the place we didn't want them going, where we didn't want them taking our stuff down, where we were doing stuff in the daytime, and this is like past midnight, so like, I don't even know what the fuck was happening there. Whatever. Alright, so the idiot VP, who is also solely served an antagonist role, but that's fine. That's not completely uncommon for stories like this, right? Where we have a relationship with the president and the VP hates us because, you know, he wants her to be super serial, but she's like being distracted by our side character. That's a pretty standard anime trope. Let's not worry about him too much. He's going to be mostly harmless. Might be like a small arc where he's a bit of a dick and cause problems to us. Wasn't a real problem here, but I wish our character would have like reacted a little bit more strong. Club. He's a school VP. Yeah, he's a school VP. Our character is the club president. Although I'd consider I consider like student council a club in and of itself. He's the student council VP. No, is the student council president. Alright, Kawahara glared at me for a minute, picked up the cardboard box and left. Like, okay. Now I can understand if you're like a bit of a bitch, but would you not at least like push him? Would you not at least push him? Tell him to fuck off, or like kick him in the back of the knee when he picks up the box and goes to leave? Like, you're allowed to be spineless, but he's a fucking dick, who cares? Our character doesn't, I don't know what, our character seems to have like really bad reactions when it comes to anything happening directly to him. In the exact moments when you should be doing something, our protagonist seems to consistently do nothing. Kind of like the opposite of Shiro, honestly. Like, Shiro is like, leaps into action, does the stupidest thing possible, and somehow succeeds. And this guy is like, does nothing when he should be doing something. It's like, it's like really weird having a character who's like just the opposite of Shiro. Shiro does stupid things, and you irritate him for that. This character instead either does really stupid stuff, or alternatively, he does things when he shouldn't do things, and he does nothing when he should do something. Yeah, Shiro just being a moron and like jumping out of the 4th floor because all the wizards around him are doing it. He's literally the person who would jump off a bridge because all his friends did it. Like, oh, all your friends are jumping off a bridge to their deaths? Oh, I'll do it too. Seems like a thing to do. That was pretty funny. And really stupid of him, but he managed to survive. Yeah, Shiro can do things when it's important. This guy, when it's important, does nothing, which is really annoying. Yeah, when you should react, he can react. This guy does things when there's no reason to, when there's no real, well, this guy does things sometimes, but never when it's important. If it's important, he doesn't do anything, which is quite frustrating to read. Yeah. What? You know, why is Gen here anyway? Take care, Missy.
はい。ゲンさんも。
You too, Gen. Alright, Gen's gone.
相変わらず、ひょうひょうとしてる人ね。
He's always so easygoing, isn't he? Yeah.
どうして
Why?
いや、じゃなくて、
I mean, no.
その、何があったんだ。
This is
大丈夫なの
clearly.
か。
Hey, we're 2 sentences into this guy's dialogue after all this stuff, and his reaction is clearly guilt. It's guilt or confusion. I don't think it's confusion. I think it's guilt. I get guilt vibes from him, which is really annoying. What happened? Are you okay? Okay. Curtis's hand slowly stretched down to the wound on her stomach.
助けられたの。通りかかったゲンさんに。
Gen happened to be
刺したやつを
passing
取り押さ
by,
えてく
and
れ
he
た。
saved me. He caught the person who stabbed me.
あなたが仕掛けたカメラ、正確には伊藤くん？
The camera you planted? Or I guess Ito, actually?
それは。
Yeah, that's...
まあいいね。とにかくカメラを外している時に妙なやつに声をかけられたの。
Doesn't matter. When I was taking down the camera, this strange person started talking to me. Fucking god. Well, thanks.
聖なる結界の場所でどうしたこうした。意味がわからなかったけど。
They said something about the place of a holy barrier. I didn't understand what they meant.
それでいきなり詰め寄られて。
Then they got really close to me all of a sudden. And stabbed her?
ええ。
Yeah.
まったくどこで売ってるの
I'm
かし
not
ら
sure where they
ね。
even sell knives
ああ
like
いう
that.
ナイフって。
Kitchen knives work fine, I think. Right? A kitchen knife could stab somebody. I mean, that's why you gotta watch your hands, right? Because you can seriously injure your fingers with kitchen knives, so I imagine they're sharp enough. Like, where do you want to know? No. Her voice was far more cheerful than I expected to be. Asking where someone gets a knife is kind of weird. It's like, okay, is it an exceptional knife? Because, like, anything could be a stabbing implement. Her voice was far more cheerful than I expected it to be. For some reason, that made everything suddenly seem real. Victoria said, really been stabbed?
それで。
And then?
それで
What
どうなったん
happened?
だよ。
Yeah, this guy's clearly feeling super
殴って逃
guilty.
げたに決まってるでしょ。そこに
I
ゲ
hit
ンさ
them
ん
and
が
ran
通
away,
り
of
かかっ
course.
て。
Gen happened to be passing by and caught them.
で、110番。
And then we called 110. Okay. 110 is 911 in Japan, so that's fine. Okay. I'm surprised Gen's passing by, caught them, and didn't get knifed himself. Very impressive, Gen.
タクル？
傷は
Is her wound okay?
大丈夫なの
She's
か。
fine. She's already been stitched up. The doctor isn't in the room. Were you not, like... The doctor's not in the room. He's letting other people in the room, so she's not in immediate danger. She's here instead of in the hospital, or passed out, or having 20 surgeons and 5 nurses look at her to try and stop the bleeding. Like, she's probably okay.
脇腹を軽く削ぐような傷だから内臓は無事。大丈夫。
It just took a little bit off the side of my stomach. My organs are all fine. I'm okay. I mean, obviously she's fine. She's sitting in recovery, right? You're sitting in the equivalent of recovery because your adoptive father isn't here.
おや、宮代くん。
Oh, there he is. Oh, Miyashiro.
来てたのか。久しぶりだな。
You're here, huh? It's been a while. There we go. That was what, So, since we heard footsteps, they weren't even in the room. So clearly this was... Oh, whatever. I'm okay with, like, not immediately acknowledging her exact state, but I think you should make the assumption she's not dying if he walks in and he doesn't see a shit ton of blood. Like, he goes home. He went home instead of to, like, the scene or the hospital. Which is good because, you know, if one person can treat her, she's probably not in danger of dying. Why does... The stepdad looks alright. He looks like a generic stepdad doctor type, I think. He does the job, right?
お、玄ちゃんと川原少年はどうした？
Where are Gen and young Kawahara?
帰
Not
ってもらったの。
I haven't leave.
例のお土産は？
And that gift.
渡しました。
I gave
川
it to
原
him.
くんに頼んだから。
I had Kawahara carry it. I see, Dad said as he scratched his head. Well, there goes all the alcohol. Really had been a while since I'd seen his face, not since I'd left the dorm.
佐久間さん、私はこれで。
Sakuma, I'll be on my way.
ああ、そうでしたね。この度は、ノノがすいませんでした。
That's right, I'm sorry for the trouble, Nonoka.
いいえ、クルス君にはいつもお世話になっているので。じゃあ、クルス君、お大事にね。
No, Cruz is always a big help to us. Bye, Cruz. Take care.
ありがとうございます。
Thank
ご
you.
迷惑おかけしました。
Sorry for the trouble. Who is this? Who is Blondie?
そうだ。宮代君もいるならちょうどいいか。
Oh, right. If you're here too, Miyashiro, this is good timing. The teacher turned around and scratched his head the same way my dad did.
ちょっと言いづらいんだけど、それにまあ君たちが完全に悪いってわけでもないんだけど。
It's a little hard to tell you, and it's not entirely your fault, but...
おそらく新聞部は活動を自粛してもらうことにな
What
る
a
と思う。
fucking
こん
bitch!
なことが起きちゃった以上は。
The newspaper club's gonna have to be shut down now. Thanks! Thanks, Nono! Thanks! Fuck! Alright, so the club our character founded, who our character is like obsessed with, is getting shut down now. Let's see what his reaction is. Are you fucking like, really? It's not my fault? What the fuck? We didn't even want her doing this? No, like, let's see. How's his reaction gonna be? Is he going to have a reaction to this at all? Let's see. Okay. I nodded weakly. It didn't seem like there was anything else I could do. Why? It's not my fault? Why do we have to shut this down? First thought, why? Why do we have to shut this down? She wasn't doing club activities in the first place. In fact, she was distinctly doing what we didn't want her to do. Easy explanation. In fact, my second even confirmed we weren't doing that. We're not idiots. We go, during broad daylight, within a group. And we change these things instead of taking it like... What a fucking idiot. Let's see.
まあね、これも
But, you know,
いい教訓だと思って。
think of it as a good lesson.
失礼かな。
Thanks. My friend told me to go fuck myself, did something stupid, got injured, and I'm being punished for that. And you're not even the least bit tilted? Like, okay. Like, let's assume that we kind of like Nona. She's ruining our fucking club. She's consistently opposing us in everything we do, and now she's literally shut down our hobby. Okay, you got a good reason for this, Nona? Like, you got stabbed, and now it feels like you're fucking stabbing me, right? Like, I feel like she's just stabbed us in the back. Like, yeah, she might have some physical injuries, but I'm sitting here like, I feel super betrayed. You're literally ruining everything I'm trying to do. It's like, okay, you're like playing there, you're sitting in your room, you're sitting playing video games, and your annoying brother or sister comes in, and they just rip the power cord out of the fucking Xbox, right? And you're like, what the actual fuck is wrong with you? And then your parents come down and like, you shouldn't yell at them. And it's like, oh, they ripped the power cord out of my club. And like, instead our character would be like, oh, yeah, I shouldn't react to them. Okay. Like, hello? They just wasted hours of my time, and oh, my game doesn't work anymore. But I shouldn't they ripped out the power cord from my game, and the game console's broken, and the disc doesn't work anymore. And you're just like, oh well, I guess I deserved that. I was playing video games, doing something in the world that they didn't approve of at that exact moment in time. I guess I shouldn't have done that. Like, okay. That seems to be our protagonist's reaction to this. Personally, I'd be really tilted, because I'm getting doubly punished. Like, I care about this person. I didn't want them doing this. They went and did it anyway. They got injured. I'm feeling sorry for them, but I don't know why I'm being punished for this.
先生。
はい。
お疲れ様でした。
Okay, and her response is, sir. Right, thank you. Cruz made a motion to shoot away. She thanks him. And now she turns around and thanks him. Like it wasn't her plan to ruin your club all along? Are you fucking serious? Fuck off, Nono.
はい。
Right. Cruz suddenly sighed. Oh, I'm tired.
疲れた。
I've had such a busy day making your life, ruining your whole day. And I ruined tomorrow for you, and the next day, and who knows how long. It's gonna suck. Too bad, though. At least now you'll be less incentivized to do anything I disapprove of. Okay.
Oh my.
I love how controlling she is, and how much little our character responds to this. This is probably why, you know what? I'm gonna bet this is why our protagonist doesn't live with her anymore. It's probably something different, but this would be why I wouldn't want to live with her. If she keeps doing shit like this to you, can you imagine having to live with someone like this who just sabotages everything you do that they don't like? Like, can you imagine that? Like you're just sitting there, you know, minding your own business. You have a hobby like painting, and your like brother or sister comes in your room, tears your painting to shreds, like physically tears the canvas to pieces, and throws it in the trash. Your parents throw it out, and you're like, and like she's done it so many fucking times you don't even react now. You're like, well, I guess that was a shitty painting. Guess I'll stop painting. Or you're like, I guess I have to stop painting now. I'll do something else. Oh, she threw out my paints. Okay, well, let's do that. I guess I'll get a new hobby. Oh, right, she wrecked the Xbox. Well, I'll do something else. Like, what a terrible person to live with. I can see why he left. Right? Like, I wouldn't want to live this. I wouldn't want to live here. Fuck. Like, you can't even work around someone like this. Like, if someone's competing with you for resources, if someone's like competing with you for resources, like I don't know, like, you know, me and my siblings wanted the TV. You know, I wanted to play Halo or whatever. You know, my brother wants to play something else. You know, someone else wants to watch the TV. So you know what I did? Because, you know, fighting over things isn't great. So my response, which I think was a good response, was to just go buy myself a TV and Xbox. And then someone else can use the regular Xbox, I'll play with my own Xbox, and we're all happy. This person seems to have the reaction of, I don't like you doing something, so you're never going to do it again, and I'm going to do everything in my power, including risky shit like getting myself stabbed to ruin it. Which is very much like... It is like the opposite of a tsundere. Yeah, it's like a helicopter mom. A crazy helicopter mom. It's practically no-no. Sounds like a terrible person to live with or even interact with. Yeah, everyone's happy except for the third person who wanted to watch TV. Well, I mean, the point was I did the best I could to create a more amicable solution where everyone wins. I win because I win because I get most of what I wanted. I got a smaller TV. So it wasn't as good an experience for me. I didn't have surround sound, so it wasn't as good for me. But I got the experience I was looking for. I could mostly enjoy playing games, and the other two people could fight over these. Everyone else, the other, you know, 3 people could fight over the resources for the TV. You know, they can fight over the TV and Xbox, or maybe we can get another TV. Who knows? You know, they can work something on their own. But the point is, I solved the problem for myself, and in a way that didn't make it worse for everybody else. In fact, it was just objectively better for them, right? But alas, it seems Nono can't think of things that are... Can't think of anything that other people like. Can't think of letting people do things they like that she doesn't like, which is really annoying. Oh well, maybe she'll change over the course of the visual novel. Let's see. Even the teachers are afraid of you? Yeah, that's what he said. Even the teachers are afraid of you. Yeah, even our character seems to have that perception that she's like a super annoying control freak. Because his first impression is that Karus basically dismissed their teacher. And is like, even the teachers are afraid of you. So he's definitely under that impression that she's like a control freak. Which is probably why he doesn't like respond to her doing bullshit too often. Because she's probably done it a million times to him. And he's just so fucking sick of her bullshit that it's not even worth reacting. It's like, oh, she destroyed the club? Okay. Sounds like a Tuesday. Okay. Like, nah, well, at least we had the club for a week before she destroyed it, you know? Or a month, or how many ever month. We had this club for like a month or something like that, so. At least we had it for 2 weeks before she completely destroyed what I was trying to do. I mean, she continuously opposed me, but at least we made some progress. Alright. He's always like that. Dad, I'm going to rest upstairs after all. Okay.
大丈夫か？明日の診察までは寝てていいぞ。
You can stay here until we open tomorrow.
痛み少しだけど引いてきたから。
Pain's not as bad now.
自分のベッ
I
ド
feel
の方
better
が
in my own
楽。
bed. Alright.
運ばれた病院で薬何もらったんだ？
What did they give you at the hospital when they brought you in? So she did actually go to a hospital and she's back now. She's back now? Interesting.
ファロとロキ。少し多めに飲んだの。あ
Fair,
げませんからね。
Ferropenem and loxaprofen. I took a little more than a typical dose. You can't have any, okay? So she's got some decent painkillers.
バカか。タグ。
I'm not
もし
stealing your
熱が
medicine.
出たらすぐ言えよ。
Tell me right away if you get a fever. So she did actually go to the hospital. So I guess our character was in touch with someone else. Okay, now I'm like slightly more confused. Okay, she actually went to a hospital. That's fine. I'm perfectly okay with that. You know, you call 911 or whatever, they take you to the nearest hospital because, you know, they just want you not dead, right? That's perfectly reasonable. Unless it's America. If it's America, they'll take you to specific hospitals because your insurance only covers certain hospitals. But this is Japan, that makes perfect sense. They wouldn't take her to the clinic because her dad's not necessarily up and he's not set up and blah 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 blah, and they need someone to do triage for her stab wound. That's fine. I'm really confused why our protagonist would be panicking so hard. So, she got stabbed. She went to the hospital. She was probably immediately told. That. So he knows she was in the hospital. And now he knows that she's out of the hospital. So the hospital people, or whatever you want to call it, the doctors at the hospital, they wouldn't fucking let her go if she was in like critical condition. So the minute I knew that, like, it's like, okay, let's think of it this way. I don't care what it is. Let's say it's like, you know, you just imagine like your dad or something. Okay, he's in the hospital. He got stabbed. You get a call and you're like, oh my god, he fell and hurt himself. He's in the hospital now. You're like, oh no, I'm gonna go to the hospital. And then they're like, no. He's not at the hospital anymore. He's at home. And you're like, oh, so no more panicking. Like, he's not going to die, right? Because he's at home. And they wouldn't release him to go home if he was in critical condition, right? But apparently that never crossed our character's mind, which is a weird conclusion. Like, I've had relatives. I've been notified of relatives being in the hospital before, so that's my conclusion. Like, they're injured. They've been hospitalized, and you're like, oh shit. Well, that's bad. I should go see them. Oh no, they're at home now. Oh, okay, they're fine then. And I'm like, I'm no longer sweating it. Like, I might, you know, like. If I'm not super close to them, I'm not even gonna go check them out now. Like, it's like, okay, well, it wasn't that bad because they're already home. Anyway, I'm gonna have a drink here. Throat's getting a little dry. Yeah, I don't know why he was panicking so hard now. Like, once they've released you, you're no longer in a lot of danger. He should be, like, calmed down. You know, it probably took him 15-20 minutes to get here, during which he's probably calmed down. Doesn't take that long to calm down. He had to walk there. He knows for a fact she's no longer at the hospital and that she's home at the clinic now. Maybe you think that they have a higher threshold because it's a clinic and slash hospital and not like the big hospital, but I'm like a little bit confused. Alright. A little bit confused why our protagonist is so terrified and numb. I think he's just feeling super guilty, but he shouldn't. I don't feel like I'd feel that bad. Like, he's had like 30 minutes to rationalize this, right? Presumably, he had to travel halfway across Tokyo to get here, which is like, you know, like a 15-minute train ride plus waiting 5 minutes for the train, okay? Waiting 5 minutes for the train, walking 5 minutes to your house. Okay, so you have like 20-25 minutes to think and realize that she's probably not dying. She's probably not dying, and you should be like, I feel like he should have gotten over this fear thing at the very least, because he should know she's not in real danger right now. She's like gonna be fine, not just because she made it to the hospital, because she's also been taken home. She slowly got up. I can see her holding herself up with her hands to avoid putting pressure on her stomach.
クルス
I'm sorry. See,
ごめん
there's the obvious guilt part.
タクル、あなた今日泊まっていきなさい。
Takuru, stay here tonight. She's getting her wish, right? So our character's feeling so guilty he's gonna stay here. Or he's gonna at least attempt to stay here. I knew her wounds had to hurt, but she was acting completely normal. Of course, she's getting everything she wanted in order. This is amazing for her. For a control freak, getting everything you wanted must feel amazing. It made me feel even more depressed. I said yes in a voice so small I could barely hear it. So she got the first step towards him living back with her. She destroyed his club that was making him do things she didn't approve of. And all she had to do was take a knife, like an irritating knife wound. Man. You make her any more sociopathic and she's gonna fucking stab herself to accomplish this shit. Damn.
大丈夫よ。そんなにじっと見てなくても。
I'm fine, don't stare at me like that.
あ、いや
Keep guilting him into doing whatever you want. Good play, good play. We should start rating how good her plays are. How good the actions she is taking are towards attaining absolute control of Takuru. Damn, man, you really gotta move out. I'm glad you moved out of there, but man, you need to get the fuck away from this chick. She just slowly laid down on her bed. I told her I'd help her get up to the 3rd floor, but she said she'd just make it harder for her to walk. At least I could bring the blanket all the way up to her shoulders.
ありがとう。やっぱり違和感あるわね。
Thanks, it feels really strange, you know?
看病される側って慣れてないの。
I'm not used to being the one now. Someone has to take
ちゃん
it.
と冷やしときなさいよ。
Oh, make sure you put some ice on that. Karus pointed to my cheek. She must have been talking about where Karahara hit me.
こんな時まで他人の心配するなよ
You shouldn't be worrying about other people right now. It was my fault this had happened.
あなたね、言っておくけど。
Let's just so we're clear. Karus tried to raise her head up, but her wound must have hurt her because she grimaced and laid it back down. Bonus sympathy points.
あなたのせいじゃないからね。
Getting stabbed
刺されたのは
is own
あ
responsibility.
くまで私の責任。
Alright.
でも
If I hadn't put
僕
up
が
that camera.
カメラなんて仕掛けなければ
それは確かに褒められたことじゃないけど、
Good way to generate
でも
sympathy points.
予想できたことじゃないでしょ。
You couldn't have predicted. No. The bear ears. Do the bear ears say on or no? I guess it's no. Bad bear. It was true, but I'm
あ、カメラは返しておく。
You can have the camera back.
ユイ
Did
が
you
そ
put
の
it
辺に
in
置い
there?
てくれてない？
Oh, by some miracle you didn't throw the camera in the garbage? I looked around the room and saw there was a paper bag on the desk. The camera I'd had Ito set up was inside. Great, so we didn't get to do our experiment. You've completely ruined... You completely ruined what might be like, what was gonna be a week-long experiment, thanks. There was some damage on a corner. It must have been dropped when she was stabbed. Double points, damaging a camera. Those are expensive.
どんなやつだったんだよその犯人
What was the guy who stabbed you like?
暗くて
Too
よ
dark to
く
see.
見えなかったけど、
I A man in his
2、
20s or
30
30s.
歳くらいの男。ごめん、電気消してくれる？仰向けに寝てると眩しい。
Alright, can you turn off the lights? It's really bright if you're lying face up. Alright, lights off. I turned off the lights. Kuru sighed to calm herself down. Okay.
ゲンさんに取り押さえられて、警官が来るまでわめき散らしてた。
After Gen caught him, he was screaming until the police got there.
俺のネットの継承に気づかないお前たちごときが、とか。犠牲者の聖なる使いの俺に触れるな、とかね。
You fools didn't notice the alarm I sounded on the internet. I'm the holy messenger of the victim. Don't touch me. That kind of stuff. Damn, it would have been really nice to actually interact with this guy, because he's one of the crazies, but he's also one of the crazies that could get us a lot of help. I suddenly realized that reminded me of something. It was the same with that stuff, but a barrier that Cruz was saying downstairs. Could he be the guy we were looking for? The guy who made that page? He's literally he's one of the people we actually wanted to talk to. They'd come ask me a bunch of questions tomorrow. I think I'll learn more then. It felt like her voice was shaking a little. It's nothing. I'm fine.
なんでもない。大丈夫。
It was too dark to see her clearly, but I could tell she had a hand on her face. I finally realized she was holding back tears. I swore at myself. Of course she was. She'd been stabbed in the stomach. Of course she was scared. Alright, I need to phrase this. I need to phrase this for a video title. Should it be like sociopathic manipulator ruins everything we've built? Oh, that's too weird. I need to find some way I need to find a nice title for this. Neither of us said anything for a while. I couldn't bring myself to say another word. Nothing I said would be right, and it felt like it would hurt her. I couldn't see her face. I didn't know if she was crying. But even if she wasn't crying, she may as well have been.
Takuru?
Takuru. I don't know how long I was silent. My eyes had finally gotten used to the dark by the time she whispered.
言うとね、ラブレターもらったんですって。今野さん、覚えてる？
Yuto got a love letter, he says, from Kono. Do you remember her?
Huh?
I didn't. I tried to remember, but maybe she wasn't expecting an answer.
5年生の時から同じクラスの。一度、ユウトが休んだ時にプリントを持ってきてくれたメガネをかけた子。
They've been in the same class since 5th grade. Yuto was out sick once and she brought him the day's handouts. She wears glasses.
それをクラスの男の子にからかわれたらしくて。それでユイが。
One of the boys in class made fun of me, says, and then she started to go on in a quiet voice. Told me that Dad had been very busy lately, that he was being as obnoxious as ever, and that she'd ordered him to stop drinking for a week today. That Yui was still afraid of men, but that she'd made friends with a boy in her class. Yuto wasn't getting any taller. It didn't bother him, but it obviously did. He said it didn't, at least. That the air conditioner in the living room wasn't working well, and she and Yui had cut Dad's allowance to buy a new one. Two of them were saving up their own allowance, too. The old woman, who was a regular at Alba Clinic, the one who'd taught Cruz how to sew, wasn't doing so well lately. She'd mixed up on a clothes hanger with a clothespin, and two of the patients had laughed at her. I listened to her talk for a long time, only speaking occasionally. Her voice gradually got softer, and eventually I realized she was talking in her sleep, and then I realized something. So that's it. Bruce was telling me everything that had happened to her in the half year I'd been gone. What had happened at home. What Dad, Yui, and Yuto had been up to. She'd been saying all this because she wanted me to know. So, if...
それでね。
And then... I waited for her to finish her sentence. I could hear her soft breathing. She'd fallen asleep. I slowly stood up, careful not to make a sound. I adjusted the blanket over her once more and went to leave.
Takuru.
Said Takuru. Alright.
事件を追うのは
You're still thinking about chasing that kid? She was probably talking in her sleep. I heard the rest as I left the room and I understood what she was saying all too well. My room hadn't changed at all since I left half a year ago. Same shelves, same desk, same bed. Everything was as I remembered it.
本当にびっくりするくらい何も変わってないな。
It's amazing how little has changed. I figured it would have been either turned into a storage room or covered in dust. It's only been half a year, man.
そうか。
Right.
スマホは
My phone is... I checked my pockets for my phone only to realize I dropped it at the hospital. Thanks, Karus. And that those two weird people picked it up. I couldn't do it. I tried to remember what happened at the hospital, but instead I found myself thinking about the girl in the next room. My body was tired. My brain was telling me I needed to think about everything that happened tonight, but I felt too exhausted. That's fair, bedtime. I took out the scrapbook from its usual spot on the shelf. Same articles. The same incidents from the past. I'd seen them so many times I was tired of reading about them. The newspaper article was from around 6 years ago during the earthquake. The title was Robbery at a Refugee Shelter. My parents' names were in the article. Saneo Miyashiro. Eriko Miyashiro. The article said the two of them had been killed by an unknown assailant. When I'd found out about this several months ago, I'd left the dorm and gone to live in Miyashita Park. I've been told about my parents' death when I'd woken from my coma about a year after the earthquake. But Dad and Karus told me they'd been killed in the earthquake. Oh! They lied! They said his parents were killed in the earthquake and they were actually murdered in a refugee shelter. Wow! Yeah, I wouldn't live with them either. Holy shit! Karus, you fucking psychopath! Holy shit! Okay, like I did call that it was gonna be her bullshit manipulation. I wasn't expecting that she'd try to lie to him about how his parents died, though. Holy shit! Imagine lying to a coma patient about what happened to their family when they wake up. I wouldn't fucking ever live in that place. Holy shit! If I had a choice, I wouldn't live there. I mean, he's a minor. He doesn't have enough money, but holy shit. Yeah. Fucking no. Holy shit. Keep me 10 feet away from her. Jesus Christ. She's the kind of person you'll get, like, a pet hamster, and she'll murder the hamster, throw it in the toilet or garbage, you know, get rid of it, and when you're like, oh shit, my hamster's gone, she'll be like, oh, maybe it got out. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Like, you know, just casually murder your pet. Be like, oh, your cat's gone. And it's like, oh, your pet cat's gone. And she's like, oh, I don't know what happened. Maybe it ran away. Meanwhile, you know, while you were gone, she opened the door, threw the cat out, and locked the door so the cat couldn't come in, and was like, no, it's just a stray cat. You know, the usual. Or like she grabbed it and took it halfway across the city and then left it there. Like, oh my god. I don't want to be near Karus. I closed the scrapbook and put it back on the shelf. Can we just go back to our wholesome purple-haired friend? Or like the psychopath blonde. The actual, potentially actual murderer blonde. Who's like... Yeah. The fact that my parents were murdered instead of simply dying in the earthquake was a shock to me. But I think it was a lot less of a shock than Dad and Karu's expected. I'd experienced the earthquake personally. I'd seen for myself how awful the looting and robbery was. My parents had neglected me and spent all their time at work. Fine neglect. A type of abuse, blah blah blah. Failure to provide food, a failure to provide care during a kind of illness, failure to provide a child with a healthy environment, failure to show interest in a child. Okay. They literally just defined neglect. I'm surprised that's a term we needed to know, but okay. Alright. The 5.5 years that had passed since their murder crushed any desire I had to find the killer and take revenge. Yeah, so they lied to him for 5 years about how his parents died, and he literally accidentally found it in a newspaper. Fuck, man. No, maybe I'd never have wanted to take revenge in the first place. My curiosity just made me want to find them. The bigger thing for me was, it was a shock they were keeping it secret. Yup. I'd be like, bye, what else are you lying to me? What else are you lying to me about? There were 2 rules at Alba Dorm. Remember, the first rule of Alba Dorm, no fucking secrets. After dinner, everyone had to gather around the table and talk, and no one's allowed to keep secrets. You can't even keep your own fucking rule. And it's a big secret, too. Just before I'd left, we'd had a huge fight. During the fight, Carusa told me she didn't want to make things worse after I'd woken up from my coma, so I just told you your parents died in the earthquake. Great. You know, you ever want to hear some good news? Let's hear some great news. Your parents died in an earthquake. Does that sound good? Your parents were murdered. Still sounds pretty bad. At the time, it sounded like nothing but an excuse. It is an excuse. It's a terrible one. Holy shit. You could say you may as well say your parents are on vacation and abandoned you. Jesus. Lying about someone's parents' death? I thought we weren't supposed to keep secrets, Cruz. I'd call her by her last name. And I'm gonna keep calling her by that. By the time I'd calmed down enough to think about how she must have felt, I'd already moved to Miyashita Park. Good plan, buddy. Suddenly, there was a knock at the door. What the fuck do you want? Oh wait, he's calmed down. He's calmed down now, so he's probably not going to be super rude to them. Let's be fair. It's me. Can I come in? Oh, another liar. Great. Oh, sorry. We've calmed down for 6 months. We're not going to be We're not going to be saying lines like that. I'd say something like that, but I wouldn't say it. I probably wouldn't say it 6 months later. I'm finding out like it's for the first time now, and I have some empathy towards our character because things have happened with him, and I kind of care about him. He's also our viewpoint character, so we're pretty biased towards him. It was Yui's voice. I told her she could come in, and the door opened slowly. What is it? Nothing. The two of them were together like usual. Are they aware why we left? If they aren't aware, we should tell them. By the way, if your parents are dead, they probably aren't dead. They are probably murdered by Karus and she's lying about it or some bullshit. Yuto looked like he was so tired he could barely stand. The only reason she'd brought him here was probably because if he woke up in the dark alone, he'd be scared. This was another sight that brought back a lot of memories. It's been a while, Brother Takuru. It's been a while, Brother Takuru. Yeah, you know you shouldn't be up this late, right? I didn't know how late it was exactly, but it was probably long past 3. It's only for a while, so who cares? Anyways, is Nono gonna be okay? Is Nono gonna be okay? Yeah, she's asleep. See, I'm glad. What? Hey. So interesting. Okay. They didn't tell either of them anything. That's fair. Yui looked truly relieved. I know she does it every day, but you shouldn't have been going to visit the memorial at that hour. Huh? You tell her too, okay?
お参りだって
Bruce was visiting the memorial? Wait, what?
え？うん。帰ってきた時にそう言ってたよ。
That's what she said when she got back. Holy shit! She can't even tell the truth for a day. God damn. Seriously? Seriously? Literally couldn't even tell the truth about where you were going. Alright, my heart skipped a beat. What was Karus doing? How much could she...
Takuru 兄ちゃん。
I like how he actually reacted to you. He's like, what the fuck, Karus? How much are you lying about, right? We're getting a good reaction from our character here, which is pretty good. He's not completely passive after all. Alright. Oh, Takuru. Yuto suddenly opened his eyes.
どうした
What's wrong?
何
Nothing.
年前。
Then he put his head against Yui's shoulder and stopped moving. Yui sighed and held Yuto up so he didn't fall over.
タクルに何があったか知らないけどさ。
Takuru, I don't know what happened, but
とっとと帰ってきてよね。
come
お
back
風呂の
already.
掃除当番溜まってるんだから。あと買い出し当番も。
Read that. Let's read that again. Let's read that again. I don't know what happened, but come back already. You got a lot of bath cleaning to do and shopping. Karus didn't tell them either. So let's get this. Let's restate events again. We had a fight with Karus and our father, adoptive father figure, and left. Because we were really fucking mad about them lying to us. However, they both of them denied having any. They either denied having any idea or just outright refused to say what the reason we left for was. Cause yeah, they're wow. Okay, thanks, Karus. Miss Lying is turning around and lying to her other friends, her other family members too. Oh, I have no clue why he left. If only he'd come back. Yeah, we left because you're a lying bitch. Like, you're a lying bitch, and you're lying about really important shit. And then she turns around and is like, I have no clue why he left. Wonderful. She's a wonderful character. I can see why he left. This doesn't... When Yui says this line to me, my first reaction is, wow, I'm glad I fucking left. Holy shit. I assume our character is... Since our character is somewhat passive when it comes to talking to people, which, to be fair, has been explained. He isn't really able to talk to people very well, although I don't know how well he interacts with these characters, because he hasn't interacted with them, and he's presumably known them for a long time, so we might be okay. Here, in this exact situation, I'd be like, oh, why did I leave? Well, let me tell you a story. As I still got stories from several years ago, when people really pissed me off and did shit that really bothered me. So, yeah, I'd probably be like, okay, you want to hear the story? Let's bring it up. Time to tell you a story of how both of them are huge fucking liars. My parents didn't die in the earthquake. Wait, your parents didn't die in the earthquake? That's right, they weren't killed in the earthquake. Both of them lied to me. Oh, well, how did they die? They were actually killed later, and I was adopted because of it. Oh. Oh. Yes, and they vehemently denied the fact, and even told me a made-up story. Remember our first rule? Don't lie. Yes, they can't fucking keep that. And by the way, Nono also wasn't at the memorial. She was doing something I didn't want her to do in a sketchy district of town and got stabbed. Oh, she lied about that too. And there you have it. Nono's credibility shredded to pieces right in front of you. And you're like, now I get some satisfaction, because now the other one also doesn't believe in the telling the truth part of our rules. As if you can lie about big things, you will lie about small things, and you just demonstrated both a big and a small thing. Actually, I'd consider them both pretty big. Lying about where you were when you got stabbed is a pretty big thing. I froze, unsure of what to say. Yui gave up on holding him steady and put him on her back. Because remember, she's told 2 distinct stories to people. She's told them she was at the memorial, and or let them assume and didn't correct them, one of those 2. And she told everyone else she was doing camera stuff she was tearing down your camera. So, whichever story is more advantageous to her, she's going with. That's great. He's like, oh, well, I think they'll like it better. I think they'll like it better if I tell them I was going to the war memorial, or the earthquake memorial. And I think it would work better for me if I told the teacher I was trying to take down that camera, which I actually was. And that way, he'll suspend the club because I was doing club-related stuff. It was due to the club conflict that I was in this situation. Or some nonsense. Alright. You give up on holding him steady and put him on her back.
部屋綺麗でしょ？のの姉がいつも掃除してるから。
The room's nice and clean, isn't it? Kurus cleans it all the time.
じゃあ、
Anyway,
おやすみ。
good night.
あ
Yeah. Good night. Alright, am I gonna wake up handcuffed to the bed? It's not really that movie. It's not that kind of movie or book, so it's probably not gonna happen, but I slid my hand across the desk. There wasn't a single speck of dust. I thought we were going to sleep, my bad. The second I saw this, I felt a sharp pain deep in my nose and my vision blurred. I sat down, unable to stand. I felt the familiar sensation of the chair and stared at the wall I'd seen 1,000,000 times before. Damn it.
なんだよ
When I left here, the biggest thing I'd felt wasn't rage at being betrayed by Dad and Cruz. It was that I was different than everyone else. After I'd gotten so sick of the wrong-siders in elementary school that I'd stopped going altogether, after my parents had neglected me, this is the one place in my life that had been different. Cruz, Yui, and Yuto had all lost their parents in the earthquake, just like me. This is a family made of people who'd all gone through the same thing. But I was different. I wasn't just a victim. I was a victim whose parents had been murdered. I was the one person who was different. I was special. I wasn't like everyone else. That's why her telling him he isn't special is fuel for his rage. Alright. Or at least his, we're not actually family, are we?
弟というか家族でもなんでもないじゃんか僕たちは
Then the tears started. In my head, I apologized to Cruz again and again as I sat there unable to get up. Oh my god, he's apologizing to her. Are you fucking serious? Are you fucking serious? And yes, that was Echo. That was quite annoying. It wasn't my fault though. That was the game. I don't apologize for this shit. Holy crap. If someone actively wrongs you, you shouldn't apologize to them. That's like the worst thing to do. Unless you stand to gain from it, don't fucking apologize. Holy shit. And only if you're willing to like lie to people's faces about apologizing. Oh well. Alright, you sat there unable to get up from your chair, so she's been stabbed and now he's so guilty. He's guilty about literally everything he's ever done to oppose her. That's great. Hopefully he can get over the emotional shock and become rational again. Well, he'll probably think, you know what, this might be like his emotional reaction, let's be fair. He might not actually do that in real life. So, as we've had like a lot of his personal or internal dialogues, especially with all the delusions being like his daydreams. So he's feeling this way, but he may not act on that. If he's like, okay, I feel really guilty, but I'm gonna get over my guilt, you know, sleep it off and realize what a terrible mistake I made. At approximately 5, I'm gonna read this now. Alright, at approximately 5 p.m. on October 6th, near Shoto 1st Avenue, Shibuya, a girl walking home from school was asked by a suspicious man, "Do you know where I can get some chanko?" Chanko is a favorite dish of sumo wrestlers. The man was asking her was 30 years old, 177 meters tall, heavyset with black hair whose face looked very similar to the face on the sumo stickers. Always stay on well-lit, heavily traveled roads. Carry a personal alarm with you. Information released by the Shibuya police. Well, give the poor guy a break. Is it wrong for a fat guy to want some chanko? It's a jungle out there these days. People like us can't do anything without getting the cops called. Whose face looked very similar to the face on the sumo stickers. Are they sure he wasn't an actual sumo wrestler? What's he have to do with the stickers? Now you're a suspicious person just for asking for directions? What the hell? I'm gonna be honest, talking to a schoolgirl was a no-no. Talking to a schoolboy would also be a no-no. The only safe option would be to go find a real sumo wrestler and ask him. Actually, I think I saw this guy on the street a week ago. He was running down Tamagawa Street really sweaty. He kept mumbling, "Chonko, Chonko, Chonko." He really looked like the sumo sticker guy. Was he a model for them? Was the sumo sticker? Please tell me. Someone tell me if he actually ever got his Chonko. There's a picture of the sticker. This thing. I'd piss myself if a guy like that ever talked to me. A guy who looks like the sumo sticker? Says who? LOL. The news said they found a sumo sticker at the scene of the Love Hotel killing last month. Maybe this guy's the murderer? Like he places stickers each time he commits a murder? Japan is such a peaceful place. Get thee to a sumo ring. Responding to 17 about the hotel killing. In other words, he's been looking for his Chonko for a whole week. Let's hope they arrest him and give him... When they arrest him, they give him Chonko instead of Katsudon. Anyway, I feel like some Chonko now. I love these posts. They are so realistic. Like... Less trolling, less baiting than some places, but it's pretty good. The websites and online responses are amazing. That was great. Okay, next one.
少しずつでも確実に
Slowly but surely, the rumors about the sumo stickers started to spread. By the way, our laptop, I assume we didn't bring our laptop to the hotel because we didn't mention a bag of any description being with us, and it would have been really stupid to bring our laptop in the first place, but you never know. Our character's pretty stupid. So how is he accessing the internet? His phone's gone. His laptop is either still at school or in his trailer. But we're viewing the internet on what is clearly a desktop or laptop running Windows 7. Maybe he has a second PC? Damn. This guy's got 2 fucking PCs. He's a high schooler. He's already got two computers of his own. Shit, man. There wasn't even a monitor in his room. So it's another laptop, but still, 2 computers, alright.
噂は集団の中で憶測を呼び、ありもしない幻影。
The rumors brought with them speculation, and thus delusions as well.
一度動き出した歯車はもう誰にも止められないのだということに僕らは気づいていなかった。
We didn't realize that once the gears started to turn, no one could stop them. And good morning, we're back at school. And in the club room that's being suspended. Sarika, welcome back. At least Sarika's cool. Shinji's here too, okay. 2 p.m. As the whole school got excited for the start of the cultural festival in 2 weeks, our club room was as quiet as a tomb. No got stabbed, activities are suspended, and our entire operation is ruined. The only sound was Sarika's occasional fiddling with her cell phone strap. That would quickly stop, and eventually only silence would remain. Kazuki had even stopped playing, I'm gonna call it Elder Scrolls Online too. Everyone had looked miserable when they'd heard about Kuru. Man, people are acting really negatively. I'm sorry. I'm here. Teacher came in with his usual dopey grin.
会議が長引いちゃってね。無茶なこと言われるこっちの立場も考えてほしいもんだよね。まったく。
Alright, are you coming in here like our executioner, making a joke? That's super annoying. Because apparently our club activities are being cancelled. I mean, we can still meet up, 3 of us outside of here, but we won't have the resources. Which one? The conference ran long. I wish they'd think about what it's like for me to have to listen to them, you know? Sheesh. Alright. So, deliver the bad news. Yep, he's looking awkward. Here we go. Ha ha. He looked around at us and scratched his head. So, about the newspaper club. Everyone looked at him. That's what we've been waiting to hear, what he had to say.
やっぱり当分の間は活動休止にするそうだ。
You're gonna have to shut down for a while, like I said. Thanks, bitch. Shut down, I repeated the words in my mind.
決定ですか？
Has that been decided?
うーん、
Yep.
こうなっちゃった以上はね。
After what happened, you know. That's right. Man, they're really sensitive in Japan, apparently. So let's think about this. I'm curious. I don't think this would actually happen. This seems like it's very plot induced, or like Sarika phrased their description of what happened in such a way that this occurred. Because, or not Sarika, Cruz. Let's think about this. Okay, if you were like a footballer, if you're on like the football team or something, and you go to a sketchy district and get stabbed, do they cancel football practice? I don't think so. I don't think so. Especially when you didn't want you didn't even want them going there. It's like, she's in direct opposition to you, but she somehow managed to generate an explanation that said, like, I was on official club duties for the newspaper club. I was forced to go here at midnight, and then I got stabbed, and you're like, wow. So, the newspaper club is sending people to go into sketchy districts at midnight? Yes. It was horrible. There's all sorts of people there. I can't believe I was forced to go there. Like, he's an absolute madman. He's going to get himself killed doing all this stupid shit. And you're like, okay, well, we need to stop this. This is really dangerous. Like, okay, but it's like someone got stabbed. This is really bad. And you're like, yeah, but that wasn't what we were doing. Like, thanks, girl. After what happened, you know? Cruz hadn't told Yui and Yuto, but before she'd been taken to the hospital, the police had asked her several questions, and she had to tell them what she was doing up there. Of course she would. Otherwise, she'd have no reason to explain the camera. After the incident at the Love Hotel, the teachers probably had it in for us to begin with. Thinking back, it was a miracle we weren't shut down at the Love Hotel.
ただ、一個条件というか命令というか、罪滅ぼしっていうんじゃないんだろうけど、なんて言ったらいいかな。
There was one condition, one order, you might say. Not that this makes it better. How to put it?
いや、なんでもいいですから。
No, it doesn't matter.
なんです。
What is it? Let's hear it. Ready?
ね。
Well, you see, he looked down at the paper he was holding.
君たち、渡部智明って知ってるかい？
Have you heard of a man named Tomoaki Watabe? Ah, fuck. Oh, what? It's Watabe. All right.
ネット記者のですか？
The internet journalist? Yeah.
そうそう、ニコニア動画の。
Yeah, sorry, it's
宮代君
Nikunia.
よく知ってるね。
I'm amazed you knew that, Miyashiro.
いえ。
It's literally my job. I'm a newspaper club guy. Of course I knew. He was so famous to anyone who used Nikunia, and the club had been talking about the video he made the other day. A lot of the class knew about him from his job at Nikunia too.
彼から文化祭で新聞部と対談したいっていうオファーが来てるんだ。
He said he wants to speak with the newspaper club at the culture festival. Oh, we're getting an exclusive Well, he's getting an exclusive interview with us. All right.
なんで？
Why?
さあね。
I don't know.
もともとうちの文化祭を渡部さんは取材することになっていたらしいんだけどね。
He was gonna come do a story on it anyway, I
結構
guess.
有名だから。
You know, we're pretty famous, right? Was it about the Restoration Festival? Doubtful. It was true our cultural festival was considered to be part of the run-up to the big Shibuya Restoration Festival.
で、その際にぜひ新聞部と対談したいって言うんだ。なんでも君たちが作成した新聞に興味があるらしくてね。
He says when he comes, he definitely wants to talk to the newspaper club. He's supposedly very interested in the newspaper you made.
マジかよ。
Seriously? The newspaper we made. He was probably talking about the video we made on the sumo stickers. The one that gotten all those views because Watabe had come out with the same article at almost the same time.
僕は知らなかったんだけど、最近結構有名な人らしいじゃないか。それで学校側としては断りにくくてね。
I had no idea, but supposedly he's famous lately, so the school couldn't really turn him down, you see?
活動は休止だけど、その対談だけはこなしてほしいって言うんだよ。対面として。いいかな。
You'll still have to shut down, but they still want you to do that interview just for show, okay?
いいかなって言われても。
I don't really know what to say. It was also sudden I was having a hard time processing it. And wait,
学校側からの指示なんですよね。
that's an order from the school, right? He nodded. No, they should have shut him down. That would have been funnier. Then we didn't have the right to refuse, did we?
わかりました。
So they're shutting your whole department down, but they still want you to work. That seems
よ
good.
かった。
Classic.
いやー、本当は廃部って言われてたところ、この件で粘って休止にしてもらったからさ。
They were originally planning on shutting down the club permanently. Oh, Bruce would have been enthused at that, but I was able to get this. I was able to use this together to make it temporary. Oh, good. That wasn't funny. I mean, that was a
対
good
談は文化祭初日、あさってだか
upside,
ら。
right?
細かい段取りはまた明日連絡するよ。あとそれから。
The interview will be the first day of the culture festival. The day after tomorrow. I'll let you know the details tomorrow. Oh, wait.
クルス君からの伝言なんだけど。
I have a message from Cruz. Alright. What's
部
she
の
got?
活動自体は本日から休止だから文化祭の記録映像を撮ったりはもうできない。
Oh, it's so unfortunate. You've been shut down. You won't be able to record any more of the culture festival. So instead,
生徒会の手伝いをしてほしいそうだ。自分の空いた穴
why
を
don't
埋
you
めてくれ
help
って。
me out at the student councils? I can't go right now. Would you just so kindly take over my role so you can't do literally anything you want to and can slave away for me doing whatever I want? Great.
そっか。
A huge
のんち
control
ゃん
freak.
会長だもんね。
This screams control freak, right? She doesn't have the vice president take over her role when she's incapacitated for a day or two. She has you take over so that you're swamped with work and can't do anything she doesn't want you to do. Great way to control someone. Alright. That's right, no one's the president, isn't she?
今度の文化祭は盛り上がってるからね。
We've never done any of this work, but we're going to be doing all of it now.
生徒会顧問としてもぜひ頼むよ。
This year's festival is shaping up to be really big, so they need more people. As student council advisor, I'd really like your help too. Normally, I'd turn down any request from the student council. But I've been guilted into it because she was stabbed. Oh my god. Holy fuck, she's using her fucking injury as like the biggest fucking sledgehammer to get everything done. It's like, I need sympathy points from this guy, I need to shut down this club, I need sympathy points from this guy, I need to manipulate this guy into doing this, and this guy to do this. Holy shit.
わかりました。
Right now it doesn't bother me at all because we're still feeling guilty about the fact that Karus was stabbed, even though it was 100% not our fault.
助かるよ。じゃあ後で生徒会室に顔を出してね。
Thanks, pop by the student council room later then. So I guess we have no free time now. Everyone knows student council's a crazy amount of work, right?
渡部と対談って。
Really gonna talk to Watabe? Yep. That was a pretty big deal, yeah? Unfortunately, we have to also tell him we've been completely shut down because some fucking idiot did something we didn't want them to do. Oh, God. I'm still tilted at that. Holy shit. No one came to the interview the newspaper club since its founding. This wasn't entirely a good thing. The club had been shut down, but we were still having an interview with someone famous. More than anything, I thought about Cruz, who was still in bed at home, yeah. As I thought. 100% still feeling guilty. Too bad he hasn't taken any time to process it. Probably because he had to go straight to school and hasn't had like 10 minutes to himself yet. Alright, Sarika stood up from her seat. He walked over to the windowsill and opened the window. Okay. Let's see what she thinks. Chilly air blew into the room.
尾上
Onoe? Good reaction. Good reaction, Sarika. 10 out of 10. She suddenly leaned out the window and screamed. And then she leaned back inside and closed the window.
よし切り替えようタク、しんちゃん、はなちゃんほら、タク、仕切ってよ
Alright, let's get back on track. Taku, Shin, Hen. Come on, Taku, you're in charge. Good plan. Just tell him to go, like, you can still coordinate, you just might get in trouble if you use school resources. Perfect.
のんちゃんからの頼まれ事でしょやれるとこからやろう
I'm with Sarika, this is 100% what I'd do. You know what Non-Chan asked us to do, right? Let's do what we can. Oh, really? Sarika looked at me right as she spoke. Ito and Kazuki turned towards me as well.
タク
Taku. Fine, fine. Are we not, like, telling her to go fuck herself and continuing what we want to do anyway? I slapped myself on the cheeks to help me focus. The place where Kawahara hit me still stung.
よし。じゃあまず、伊藤、生徒会室に行って生徒会から何をやればいいか指示を仰いできてくれるか。
Okay. Alright, so you know how the student council vice president punched us? Was punching us yesterday? And we were like, why the fuck isn't he tilted? Can you fucking imagine having the balls to be like, he punches you and then he's like, can you go help me? Yo, do some work, I need a favor. Like, the balls on that guy, and like, how fucking spineless do we have to be like, yes, I'll do whatever you say. Like, really? Like, why on earth would I help the student council now? Like, if you want to punch me as a student council president and then vice president, who's now like acting president because the actual president's gone, you want to punch me and then get my help on work? Like, fuck you, buddy. Fuck you. Fuck you, buddy. What the fuck would I help you? Like, if he thinks you're getting help, if he thinks he's getting help, he better not be getting help, but our character is way too much of a bitch to do anything other than exactly what other people want, so here we go. Under pressure, he does what other people want. What about you? I probably shouldn't go. Yeah, I'll get beaten up again. I'm still doing... Ito nodded. I pointed to my cheek. Ito nodded. Kawahara was the VP of the student council. Yup. But why are we... Why are we doing what he says? Fuck, man. Fuck, man. Am I like the worst at interacting with people? Or is this character just a huge bitch? I can't tell. Like, I'm starting to question literally any human reaction to someone beating you up and then asking you to do stuff. Other than thinking, this guy is like being bullied. Or is like too much of a wimp to do any resisting. I'll go see. Okay. I'd really appreciate it if Sarika walked up to him and just fucking decked him and was like, fuck off, man. But I don't know if Sarika's the type to do that. Do we have anyone who's like red hot enough to actually go punch him in the student council room? I don't think so. Definitely not blue hair. Definitely not blue hair. Definitely not Ito. Sarika is like the most likely, but I don't think she's the kind of person to do that. I guess. He was going back to the game, huh? Yeah. Once we know what to do, help us, okay? Blondie? Yeah, Blonde might punch. Blonde might punch someone out. I mean, he certainly deserves it at this point. She nodded just a little. What about you? I'll get ready for the interview with Watabe. He probably wants to talk about the sumo stickers. What do I know? Timing. It's the timing, man. That was a good question, yeah. It's been a day. Why would a reporter meet with the people who ended up starting a flame war? Because they obviously have information and are on the right track. He wants to collaborate, right? He wants to collaborate or see if we have more information. That's so easy to come up with an answer. He definitely wasn't coming to apologize. Oh, hell no. Shin, let's go. Alright, Shinji, let's go. Yeah. I pulled Watabe's article up on the PC screen. They're still going at it, huh? The pace of the comments was starting to slow, but they remained basically negative. Also, double points. If Watabe goes and talks to you, and you do a collab, it'll solve the flame war really easily, because they'll realize you guys don't hate each other. Like, if you go in and you're like, oh yeah, it was just a coincidence, or I was a bit ahead of him, but we were both writing on the same thing, we had the same track, you know, it's fine. Then he clears out this flame. He clears out most of the flame war and ends up looking like a decent guy again. Like there's a lot of positives for him doing this. If he's feeling like too much negative pressure, this could be really good for him. The pace of the comments was really starting to slow down, but they remained basically negative. I already read that. There was no way Watabe wouldn't have noticed that. Of course, he would have noticed our video as well. A lot of the comments were posting the link. What's he going to say? Unless he's like a complete fucking dick and is gonna scream at you for ripping him off. Which seems questionable given that there's timestamps and video editing takes way the fuck longer than writing an article. Did he want to ask us something with the sumo stickers? You have to script the video, which is basically writing the article, right? He wouldn't need to do an interview if that was the case. In any event. It's a call. He's uploaded a close-up photo of the sumo sticker revolving dead, which we hadn't been able to incorporate into our video even though we'd been at the scene. We'd had to go back to the Love Hotel and upload a photo we'd taken from the street. To be honest, our article is basically the same as his, but his photos were a lot better. I couldn't imagine there was anything he wanted to ask us. B? About the hospital? That was impossible. No one but me and Sarika knew about it. No, there was no point in thinking about it. We lost our phone, so we don't have it anyway. I needed to get ready for the interview and do what Cruz asked of me. Huh? What? Something bothered me, so I went over to the board. Sumo sticker from Revolving Dead case is... I carefully removed the one that was on the board. I knew it. Its face is different. I went back in front of the map and put the picture back on. The photo we'd taken of the sticker and the sticker in Watabe's article were different. What was going on with that? Once everyone got back to the club room, I talked to them about it. I mean, it might have been a different one. I don't know if he labeled the article. I wasn't actually paying that much attention to the article when he popped it up on screen. I didn't think I needed to read it because we already knew the contents of it in general, at least. Alright, 11:45 p.m. The Shibuya Earthquake Memorial. Town was silent. October 8th, Thursday. Shibuya Earthquake Memorial, okay. The town was silent as if it didn't even know she was there. She was standing before the names of the dead, as unmoving as the stone in front of her. In fact, it was hard to tell she wasn't dead herself. The wind that blew down from the tops of the buildings refused to touch her scraggly hair. The eyes that poked out through her hair were cloudy and lifeless, and her lip was pressed into a frown. She must not have bathed recently, because the smell around her was terrible. Her black clothes melted into the darkness, making the red jacket stand out a little against the gloom. A sound came from her lips. She pressed her jaw together as if trying to crush a piece of meat. Her leg dragged along as she started to walk, heading towards the ground. At that moment, she stood out from the scene around her. The hair pressed against her face made it impossible to read her expression, but the most noticeable thing about her wasn't the stench or the sound of gritting teeth. It was anger and rage. The anger and rage covered everything about her. Her legs came to a stop. She reached out a glove-covered hand and touched the name on the memorial. She dug her fingernail into it. She scratched again and again as if trying to rub it out. Her nail broke inside the glove, unable to handle the force. She's scratching so hard she broke her nails? Damn, alright. She's wearing gloves too, so they can't be that long. She didn't stop. She ignored the blood dribbling out of her glove as if she didn't feel pain. Red continued to stain the memorial stone. The date changed. It was now October 9th, okay? There was only one day left until October 10th, the date of the next New Generation Madness killing. And our camera's fucking gone! Damn. Alright, one person in chat, Amy. Ed Lucas joins the chat. Alright, two people in chat, Amy, Ed Lucas. I apologize for the wait. The test images. Spreading rapidly as expected. Maintain things as they are. Yes. And the target? We'll make contact with a reporter named Watabe tomorrow. Kill him. We're the target. Oh boy. School Festival Chapter 3. October 9th, 2015. Friday.
さて、以上のように私の取材によって一連の事件はニュージェネレーションの狂気と呼ばれたあの事件を踏襲していると断言しても良いと思われるわけですが
Now, my investigations have revealed that it's a safe assumption that these cases are a recreation of the new generation madness.
その事実にこの私とほぼ同じくして気づいた動画がアップされていたのを皆さんご存知でしょうか
Did you know there was another video that noticed the same thing as I did at almost the exact same time?
そうです渋谷区にある碧峰学園の新聞部による動画です
That's right, the video from the newspaper club at the Hekiho Academy in Shibuya. I like how they had H and H instead of H and M. Oh, we know what this guy's face looks like. Alright, interesting. Makes me extremely happy to see that there are young people growing up who want to be journalists like me. And very shortly, there's going to be a restoration festival to celebrate our recovery from that terrible event. As that celebration draws near, I've learned that there's going to be a school festival held tomorrow at Hekiho Academy. Okay. That's right, yes. You, my listeners, are very clever, so you've already guessed. But I'll be going to the cultural fair to interview the newspaper club. I want to hear what it's like to be an aspiring journalist these days. Oh boy, we can just... Okay, this is an opportunity. You can throw a ton of shade at the fucking principal and your teachers. Be like, yeah, well, we got shut down, actually. We got shut down shortly after that. Oh, yeah, one of the people didn't like what we were doing, and they were, like, messing up our stuff. They got stabbed. They shut us down. Oh, someone got stabbed. Yeah, they got stabbed. They were, like... And then you take, like, the... Oh, they were at the memorial. They got stabbed, and they shut us down. They didn't like what we were investigating. They lied about it. It's like, oh, they were lying and trying to shut you down? Yeah. You could twist that pretty... I think you could twist that a little bit. But alas, I don't think our character's gonna twist that into making the school administration look bad or Caduce look bad. I think he's probably just gonna tell the truth, more or less. And of course, how they managed to gain the same information I did and reach the same hidden secret behind the cases as me. Alright. This interview may bring us even closer to finding the person behind these deaths. Pursuit of truth is the one task of any journalist. That's all for today's broadcast. What will we learn during tomorrow's interview? And what's the truth behind all these cases? Don't miss it. Maki, watch out there. Good job, good job. Okay. They're no longer alive.
何がジャーナリストの使命だ
The one task of any journalist?
いや、なんでもないよ。
No, it's nothing.
そうっすか？それより見てくださいよ。今日のカウント数、新記録ですよ。
I see. Anyway, look at this. Today's views are a new record.
それだけ世間の注目が高いってことっすね。
A lot of people watching us, I guess.
当たり前だろ。俺がやってんだから。
Of course they are. They all want to see me. Sir?
いや。
Nothing.
そうっすか？
I see.
まあ、明日の放送も楽しみにしてますよ。
I'm looking forward to tomorrow's broadcast.
任せておけ。
明日はもっとカウントいく放送にしてやるよ。
Leave it to me, tomorrow's going to get even better numbers.
そう。この俺の手でな。
And I'm going to be the one that brings them. Oh, apparently it takes confidence to be a big-time reporter. Or at least a local news reporter. That's fair. Alright, Takuru's gasping. Being worked like a dog by the person who hates you and wants to beat you up seems like a good play. Just let it happen, man. Alright, keep gasping for breath. I mean, you literally like offered him everything he could possibly ask for. At any time, he gets to take out all his rage on you by just assigning you the most miserable work imaginable. On what planet would you ever take that? That guy is like, what's his name? Takashi or whatever his name. He's like a colossal douchebag. There's no way he's not gonna be like, oh, well, he's doing whatever I say. Convenient. I'll just make him miserable. Yeah, spend all day doing this paperwork. Please, fill in these charts. Oh, I'm not gonna give you instruction. Like, fuck. I'm tired. Yeah. I put the cardboard box I was carrying down on the desk. Finally, I was able to relax. Compared to the physical therapy I'd done after my coma, this was nothing, but my arms and legs were sore. Why do you have to help the student council anyway? Well, you're helping the student council because you're a bitch. And you're letting the asshat who's in charge boss you around. Obviously it's because we're the reason after. No, it's not! Holy shit, man! It's entirely her fault. Entirely Mr. Student Council guy who was there with her when she got stabbed's fault. Like, how is it not his fault more than it is your fault when he was there and could have stopped her from being stabbed? Thus he's like directly at fault. Like, if anyone's responsible, it's the guy who was literally there and apparently couldn't do anything than us. Ito was standing next to the windowsill where the warm sunlight was pouring in. He looked comfortable. There was no one in the room but me and him. I said I'd help, but this is going too far. Obviously, because you're letting someone who you literally just like offered your neck to someone who hates you. What did you think they were gonna do? Give you a hickey? Come on, man. I've been running around all day carrying one thing or another. Everyone, myself most of all, knew I wasn't cut out for physical labor. And what's more? Ito. How the hell could he be playing with his smartphone when I was working so hard? After I complained, he said, You're the one who said you didn't want to deal with the clubs that have complaints. With one day left until the festival, all the clubs had complaints and demands to make of the student council. It asked for someone who could listen to them and relay them to the student council, and I decided there was no way I could do that, so I left it to Ito. Anyway, did you see this? Ito showed me his phone, which he'd been playing. Oh, nice. That looks very well drawn. I don't know why. I think it looks really nice. Very crisp. Okay. Nice artwork. What's that? Watabe just uploaded it. He was saying a bunch of stuff about tomorrow.
Huh?
Have you done any interview prep for tomorrow at all? Just like Ito said, the phone was playing a video that had gone up in the last half hour. He's already seen it. He saw it a minute ago. Lately, he's been getting more and more with every broadcast. Maybe we can count on good things tomorrow. Good things, huh? Have you even bothered to like do any interview prep? Because like even if you know the information, it's pretty good to quiz yourself for interviews. Shit, man. Especially if you're like your character, you can't talk to people. And responses are better than no response. What kind of reaction is that? You're looking forward to more, aren't you? I won't deny that I get a little excited when I heard about tomorrow's interview, but... I just get the feeling he's using us. He is, but you don't seem to care that the fucking student council VPs using you. Why do you care here?
そもそもあの情報自体、僕たちの方が早く配信してたんだぞ。
We were the
それを
first
渡
ones
部
to upload our
はいかに
video.
も同じタイミングだったみたいに扱っ
He's
てる。
acting like we did it at the same time. It's a common media trick to suggest things weren't true without actually lying.
自分の方が後出しだったってことをうやむやにしようとしてるってわけか？
He's trying to make people forget he was second to upload.
ああ、
Yeah. It also felt like he was trying to use all the flame wars to up his view counts.
仮にそうだとしたらどうするんだよ、明日のインタビュー。
別に普通に受けるよ。
Answer the
それが
questions.
学
That
校
was
側
the
からの
school's
条
condition.
件なんだから。
No. Honestly, I'd like to shoot him down and show him up as a liar. But the second I started to get a little excited, the mark left on my cheek after Kawahara hit me started to ache. For now, I need to focus on helping the student council. Holy fuck. His first thought is, okay, how to tell when you're being abused or bullied. You're like, I should do something. And your first thought is, oh, I remember when the student council beat the student council guy punched me. I shouldn't do anything. Like, okay, let's think about this. It's like, all right, we got a classic tale, guys. Okay, we got a married couple, and the woman's like, I should leave my husband. He's abusing me. And then you think back to the fact that then you feel the bruises, and you're like, oh no, I can't leave him. I can't leave him. It'd just be too much. Yeah, okay. You're in a pretty bad spot at that point, right? Pretty bad spot. Okay.
あれ、そういえば川原くんは？
Come to think of it, where is Kawahara?
ああ、なんだっけ。校庭にあっただろ。風鈴だかなんだか飾るやつ。
You know that big wind chime decoration we have to put in the courtyard?
ああ、
Oh, you wanna
願い
put
事
wind
が
chime?
どうとか言う。
One of the classes was doing something about the Shibuya earthquake. They said they were making an area where you could write your wish on a sheet of paper that would be tied to a wind chime. We've been told to submit something, but I hadn't. To be honest, I didn't really like stuff like that.
あれの設置で走り回ってるってさっき。
He just said he was running around setting it up. Wouldn't the club that's responsible for that set it up?
あ、
Oh, it's him. Alright, 3, 2, 1, punch. No, we're whipped, right? Speak of the devil. Kawahara frowned a little when he saw me. He opened his mouth, then closed it, then glanced at Ito, then sighed, something in him deciding to just give
終わ
up.
ったのか。
Are you done?
え？
Huh? Kawahara was looking at the box I've been carrying. You know, for someone who's like super rude, I believe that was informal. If he even shows the slightest hints of remorse for like punching you and being a colossal dick, he'd use polite language, right? I guess. Oh no, Tanaka's he'd at least be like, he'd be like, hey, how's it going? Like, he just straight up ask you if you're done, like he's your fucking boss, right? Like, are you done?
終わったのか。終わったのか。
I would expect someone to be like slightly polite if they would like gone off the handle. Like, you don't have to be super polite, but be like, how's it going? Or at least be like kind of nice and be like, how's Kurus, right? Like, you don't have to say nice things, but like when you walk in the room, you're like, how's Kurus? Because you don't want to be like a dick. But this guy just goes up and is like, you fucking done everything? Oh, like, okay. Our guy's like too much of a bitch to comment on that or even respond, but okay.
次は受付にパンフ
Take these pamphlets to the front desk. Nice guy. Yeah, he's literally acting like like what a fucking dick. All right. Take these pamphlets to the front desk next. Like, doesn't even acknowledge you as a person, is just like assigning you work. What a colossal fucking douche.
パンフレットですね。
Pamphlets.
わかりまし
Got
た。
it.
いってらっしゃい。
Bye. I glared at Ito and picked up the box with the pamphlets and then went to leave the student council room. Kawahara was still frowning at me. That's strange. I was sure he'd say something about Caruso or at least insult me. Instead, he's just being rude. Okay. After I finished carrying the pamphlets, I went to buy a drink from the vending machine. If I didn't get some caffeine from a mountain view, I wasn't going to be able to move. Someone was tugging at the hem of my uniform. I quickly turned around. What is it? Oh, it's just you, Kazuki. Don't scare me like that. You've been sent to help with their class's display, which was just about finished up. Okay. Did you finish what you were doing? Help me with the student council stuff. Kazuki tugged even harder at my uniform. The interview is now, but he doesn't have time. Because he hasn't had time to prep because he's been the student council's bitch all day. I know, I need you to help with... Are you telling me to follow you? Yeah, I got that on the first tug, man. People don't walk up to you in the hall and pull you in a direction if they don't want you to go that way. She nodded. Alright. Her expression hadn't changed, but it seemed like she was having some kind of trouble. Just keep thinking positive thoughts. What was going on? Did she want me to help with something? I needed to get back to the student council room. It was incredibly rare for Kazuki to actually come to call to me for help. It wouldn't be right to just ignore her. Alright, positive delusion. What stupid thoughts are we having? Fine, I'll help you. I guess I don't have a choice. Her eyes suddenly softened. No way. Did Kazuki grin? It was something you almost never saw. Where are we going? I faintly hoped that something incredible was about to happen. Kazuki grabbed my sleeve and started walking. She took me to the roof of the school. Here we go, boys. Rooftop confession.
Help me.
Help me. I suddenly heard a girl's voice. I looked around, but only the two of us were here. I guess I was just imagining it.
Help me.
She's talking! I wasn't imagining it, I really did hear it. Her cute voice is going out. It's our character. I looked around again. Is our character playing stupid? No one's this dumb, right? Your directional hearing instantly tells you where the source of any voice. There was nobody here but me and Kazuki unless there was no place for anyone to hide. Which meant... Was that you, Kazuki? Yeah. You could talk? I mean, of course you can talk, but I was just really surprising, okay? But why now, all of a sudden?
Help me, Takuru Miyashiro. You are my only hope.
You're my only hope. She's quoting Star Wars at us. Does our character know that's the Star Wars line?
Huh?
Huh? Why was she speaking English? Did Kazuki maybe not speak Japanese? Maybe she'd grown up outside the country? Oh no. Maybe that's why she never talked. But her English didn't seem very good. And then suddenly a loud fanfare played. Where was that sound coming from? As I looked around frantically, giant words appeared in the sky and started to scroll. A long time ago in a galaxy a long ways off. Yeah. The Kazuki Galactic Empire has endured civil war for a century. Oh, fuck that. It's the opening scroll for Star Wars Episode 4, guys. What is that? AR? Projection mapping? Kazuki's expression didn't change at all.
私の本名はカーズキー・ハンナ。カーズキー大聖団帝国である銀河帝王ルドルフ15世の第8王女です。
My real name is Hannah Kazukichi. I'm the 8th daughter of the Emperor Rudolph XV of the Kazukichi Galactic Empire.
へえ。
助けてください。
Help me.
ちなみにあなたは私の双子の兄です。
Also, you're my twin brother.
あと最終的にあなたは生き別れの実の父親と戦うことになります。
In the end, you're gonna have to fight your long
まあ
lost
つまり
father.
ルドルフ15世のことで
Rudolph
す
the
が。
15th, obviously.
というわけで助けてください。
Yeah, please help me.
というわけでとか言われてもな。
That's
ダ
so
イジェ
yeah,
スト
really
で説明
hurts
さ
the
れても
drama
困
you're
る。
building up there. You also spoiled the whole plot.
さあ行きましょ
Come on, let's go.
どこへ？
Where?
う。あの星の彼方へ。
Beyond the star. Alright, so he's a... it's called Spark Wars. Did I maybe want to put on a Spark Wars play at the Culture Festival? That surprised even me. But Spark Wars was too old for a high school kid to use in a play. I considered this as I walked. The next thing I knew, I was in the courtyard. Kazuki stopped in front of some large object with a vinyl covering it. On top of it. What was this thing? Kazuki stared at it for a moment, and then pointed at
も
it.
しかしてこれを運ばなきゃならないとか。
You have to carry this or something? She nodded, but what was this thing anyway? She took a piece of paper out from her pocket. It looked like some kind of handmade flyer. In bright colors and big letters, it said Class 1A, let's build a gun barrel project. Build a Gundam project? Damn, alright.
ガンバレルってアニメの？
A gun barrel? Like the anime? Gun Barrel was an anime that started back when I was in middle school. Alright. When most anime these days only lasted 3 to 6 months, Gun Barrel had been on forever. In fact, it just ended the other day. And some idiot decided to cancel it just before the last episode could air. It caused a huge uproar. All of this made Gun Barrel a truly legendary anime.
これってカズキのクラスの展示物？
Is this your class's display? The whole class is making an anime-themed display around one anime. Damn, alright. I see. They must have been attempting to make a model of the robot from the anime. So they'd made all the parts in the courtyard, and now they had to get them to their classroom.
でもなんでカズキが一人で運ばなきゃならないんだ？
Why do you have to carry this yourself?
Class
Where's the rest of the class? I followed Kazuki's gaze over the entrance and saw students in pairs happily carrying large objects covered in sheets.
なるほど。ぼっちには辛い状況だな。
I see. It's hard not having friends, huh? Okay, Fran. Okay, Fran. Ow. Don't kick me in the shin. If you're gonna kick me in the shin, don't do it so hard. Again? This is just Fran, right?
誰がぼっちだ？違うわ。今日はたまたま仲のいい子が休んでるだけだから。
I have friends, but friends just happen to be absent today. Alright.
すまん、
I'm
僕の
sorry.
勘違いだ。
My mistake. I decided to play along.
で、僕にどうしろと？
So what do you want me to do?
代わりに運ぶのを手伝えって？
You want me to help you carry it?
でもこれって重いんじゃないのか？
Isn't this really heavy? Don't look at me with those puppy dog eyes. Fine. Normally I would have found some way to get out of it, but if Cruz wants the culture festival to succeed, I don't have a choice. I reached out to grab the object under the sheet.
よし、そっち回って。
It's probably just bulky, right?
いっせーので持ち上げるぞ。
Okay, go over to that side. Yeah, lift there on 3.
行くぞ。
Here
い
we
っ
go.
せーの。おい。
Hey. Is it made of cardboard?
お前リズム感ないのか？完全にずれてるぞ。遅い。
You have no sense of rhythm at all? You're completely off. We weren't in sync at all. She would lift up a moment or two after I did. Because of that, we almost dropped her to the ground.
僕が悪いみたいな顔をするなよ。もう一回やるぞ。
Don't act like it's my fault. Let's do it again. Okay.
一斉今度は早っ
It's too early. Too early.
もういい和樹に僕が合わせるからとにかく持ち上げろ
Alright, enough of this. I'll match you. Just lift it. As she started to lift, I did too. We staggered but managed to keep it steady.
よしそれじゃこのまま運ぼう
Let's get moving then. Alright. We slowly headed towards Kazuki's classroom, counting 1, 2, 1, 2 to keep ourselves in unison. Of course, I was the only one who actually spoke.
そこんとこ角になってるからな気をつけろよ
There's a corner there, be careful. We made it to the stairs. This is where things got hard.
先に登ってそうそうそのままゆっくりゆっくり
You go up first, yeah, like that. Slowly, slowly.
踏み外すんじゃないぞ
Don't trip. Making Kazuki go first so I could hold it from the bottom was a mistake.
あおい
Wait. Even after all my warnings, Kazuki slipped it. I'm not gonna need to translate these. You can hear exactly what he's saying. Damn it, I told you not to trip. We were just lucky we hadn't climbed that much.
大丈夫か和樹
You okay, Kazuki? This situation was... time for a positive delusion, everyone. Something you saw all the time in anime, right? Anyway, I need to do something about this. Kazuki was so light, though. She wasn't very tall, but she had a pretty good body. So actually, wait, what was I thinking? What if someone came by and saw us? No, I need to do something. Part of me wants to enjoy the sensation a little more. Alright. Definitely not. No way.
ほら、和樹。
Come on,
とに
Kazuki.
かくそこどいて。
Move. What? Wait a second. Was that my voice?
変だな。なんか、喉の調子が。
Strange, my throat must be acting weird. What's going on here? I knew it. Those were definitely my words, which meant my voice had turned into a girl's? No, that's not right. Then why was I staring at my own face?
Huh?
Maybe...
僕と和樹の中身が入れ替わった
Did I switch bodies with Kazuki?
嘘だ。そんなバ
No,
カ
wait,
なことがある
that's
わけが。
impossible. But I fearfully touched my chest. The sensation I felt was an unfamiliar one. Wait a second. This feeling was...
なんだろう。想像していたよりもずっと硬いぞ。硬すぎる。
I don't know why. It's a lot harder than I expected. It's too hard.
アニメなんかでボヨンボヨンと揺れている表現があるから、まるでマシュマロみたいに柔らかいのかと思ってい
In
たけれど。
anime, you see them bouncing all the time. I expected them to be soft like marshmallows.
いや、待て、違う。そうじゃない。そうか。
Oh wait, that's not why. I see. This is...
ブラジャーをしているからか。
It's because I'm wearing a bra. I hadn't considered that.
つまり、ブラを取れば、もっと柔らかい本体が出現するということになるな。
In other words, if I take off the bra, I'll be able to touch the soft treasures beneath.
でも、ブラのホックを外すなんて、女子と付き合った経験のない男子にとっては、
But
難
undoing
関
a
中の難
bra
関
is...
だ。
Bra hook is nigh impossible for a boy who's never dated a girl.
自分の背中にあるホックなんて、どうやって外してるんだ
How do you take off a hook that's on your back? Then I realized there was no need to go through the trouble of undoing the hook.
そうか。ブラそのものを上にずらせば、それでいいじゃないか。
That's right, I just have to lift the bra. Why are you doing this in public? What the fuck, man? I gulped a little as I yanked the bra up from over my uniform. I could feel their contents being released from the pressure.
おお、これはすごい。
This is amazing. I jumped a little and they shook. It was exactly like an anime. So that wasn't an
とい
exaggeration.
うか、和樹ってもしかして。いや、もしかしなくても、むちゃくちゃ胸が大きいぞ。
Wait a second, Kazuki. Are you maybe... No. I guess there's no maybe, but your breasts are huge. He was definitely the owner of a giant rack. As a guy, the idea of having globs of fat hanging off your chest was a very strange one. Maybe that's the reason why my shoulders felt a little stiff. It was also true, girls with large breasts and stiff shoulders. Anyway, my breasts, that is to say Kazuki's, were currently not covered by a bra. I wanted to see, I had to see. Were these twin mounds as soft as I imagined them to be? I couldn't fight the overwhelming sensation of curiosity. I brought my hands to my chest like it was the most natural thing in the world and softly cupped my own breasts. Wow, it's so... It was then I, or more precisely probably Kazuki, who was in my body, ran up to me. She had tears in his, or her eyes, and was glaring at me. What? Yeah, why just like immediately do this? Dummy pervert. Dumbass pervert, alright. I felt the powerful impact on my face and my vision went black. Wait, was that a comic, an anime, or a novel or something? I never thought I was into gender bending stuff. That got me a little excited though. Maybe it was a bad idea to stay like this.
Kazuki,
Kazuki, are you...
怪我はないか。ほら、じゃあ立って。
Stand up. Let's get this over.
早いところこれ持っていこう。
Fortunately, the gun barrel part wasn't damaged at all. We headed to Kazuki's classroom, being careful not to trip this time.
1の A、ここか。
On A, is this it? A girl near the entrance saw Kazuki and ran over. She looked like a normal, average girl.
カズキ、運んできてくれたんだ。てっきりバックれたのかと思ってた。
Oh, Kazuki, you brought it over. I was sure you'd back it.
あれ？てか、
and
こ
who
っ
is
ちの
this?
人は？
あ、いや、その。
ああ、知ってる。確か新聞部の。明日渡部と対談するって。
Oh, it's still tomorrow. Okay. Oh. I know you. You're with the newspaper club. We're having an interview with Watabe tomorrow. How did she know?
君が
Who are you?
あ、大河内って言います。
My name is Okochi. Okay.
いや、名前じゃなくて、知ってるんですか？
Oh, I didn't see your name. You know Watabe? You know about Watabe?
やだ、みんな知ってますよ。噂になってるし。
Come on, everyone knows. There's all kinds of rumors about it. That surprised me. I thought only a few people at school would know about a Nikonia reporter. I had no idea a girl like this, who didn't look like she kept up with the news at all, would know about it. And there were even rumors about it.
頑張ってくださいね。楽しみにしてますから。
Good luck, okay? I'm looking forward to it.
はい、ありがとうございます。
Yes, thank you. Kazuki ignored the two of us and took the part inside, then casually, silently put it on the floor. No one tried to help. As I went over to her.
わざわざすいません。あとはこっちでやっとくんで、そこに置いといてください。
Thanks for helping. We'll do the rest ourselves. Just set it there. That girl, Okuchi, said that to me. Okochi? I did as I was asked and left the room. Then Kazuki followed me.
何？
She offered me a lollipop. You're giving this to me? Was this her way of thanking me? But
それ食べかけだろ。
you already licked that one, haven't you? She sighed, put it back in her mouth, and took out a small bag from her skirt pocket. It was dried squid.
どうも。
Thanks.
手が空いたら生徒会の方も手伝ってくれよ。一応部員なんだから。
If you're not busy, help with student council. You're part of the club too. Kazuki shrugged and walked up the stairs. Maybe she was going back to the club room to play her game some more. I probably couldn't count on her help. October 9th, 2015, Friday. Hiroko Toshida. Who is this guy? I have no freaking clue. I think what we're gonna find out next time is how the heck this interview goes. I want to know, but it's getting late, so we're gonna have to wrap things up here.